Nasty on a Wednesday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 203, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. At one point last night in our group chat, Jamie texted, "This seems fun to watch." And that kind of encompasses not only last night's game, but really the Cardinals in 2025. There were two people. I went out to see my friends at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum, over 1,000 vehicles, new and used, all in one location. Tell them Stalter sent you. And I was chatting with one of the sales guys there, Jerry, and I mean, almost immediately after, "Hey, how you doing?" was, "Man, these Cardinals are fun to watch." Then I was coming in today, saw one of our one of our coworkers that was in first thing, hey, man, these Cardinals are fun to watch.
Yep.
It does encompass what this 2025 team is. It has been unexpected, pleasantly surprising, and for them to win another game in which they were trailing, and that did not look good for Mike McGreevy early. Win homers, Gorman homers, win doubles, Burleson, who I'm mad at, hit a sacrifice fly when he should have roped it to center at least.
I would have been okay with that too.
Yeah, something. Just give me a hit. Allow the Cardinals to come back. They hold on 8-7. But, man, with this offense, you're never out of a game. And sometimes announcers say that, and you're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, it's exciting right now." But almost literally for the Cardinals, it has been they're never out of a game. And last night was another example, CD.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, it's fun. It is fun to watch. It is a team that you get excited. And this is something, like, if fans want to start going back to the ballpark now, go ahead. Because earlier this year, I'm like, I don't know. But this team has found a way to be clutch, to no matter what the score is, find a way to claw back into games, take the lead, lose the lead, take it back again, like in a multitude of ways. Like, they're using their speed, not like the 80s, Jamie, but in a 2025 sort of way.
It's different.
It's kind of like the 80s, Carey. It's okay. Really. You can say it.
Not really. They're using some power in the last couple of games. I don't know where the hell this came from. A little bit of a power surge.
No kidding.
Like, this is not like you're homering in back-to-back games, multiple home runs in back-to-back games. It's fun to watch, man. It is a it is. I'm thankful. I'm happy to see that, because it was hard.
So let me describe the scene for you guys.
Jimmy, are you okay?
He got something in his eye. I asked him if he wanted me
poked
to.
in the eye?
No, I rubbed my eye with something. I think it's the protein powder dust in my eye, because now my eye's kind of sticky too. So
it's watering.
Yeah. You know what, though, guys?
He asked me to blow in his eye. I said, "Nah, Jamie, I don't want to do that."
No, I actually never asked for that. I would never ask you to do that. Trust me. Never, for that matter. But
you were fine like 5-10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's red.
Anthony, what do you want to do?
You want some eye drops?
I wanted to make sure you're okay.
I got some.
You?
Yeah.
I'll take
It
that.
looked like he's about to.
Now that I'll let you do.
Well, I'm not going to do it for you. I'll give it to you. You can do it for yourself.
Okay. Well, we'll do this at I gotta put my glasses on. Who knows what this is? And he just handed me. Could be crazy glue. That'd be funny.
Be hilarious. You have to do the rest of the show like right.
Eardrops. Oh, I gave you the wrong one, Jamie.
Sorry.
My eyes like ready to pop out of my skull. I don't know what I was gonna say now. Oh, yeah. I'm standing in my kitchen last night. Got home and the game's on, and we're working around the house, and Carey, you've seen my kitchen. It's got the TV, and I just stop, and I just start staring at the TV. I can't stop, and Ashley's like, "Oh, there's a dad stance for you." I'm like, "No, I'm into this game." The Cardinals have come back to me. Then I'm yelling in the kitchen. They're in their living room at this point, watching a different show, like they've moved on, and I'm standing, not even standing in my kitchen, yelling at guys who are striking out, yelling, pumping I'm like, I'm back in. You've got me, Cardinals.
I think the most impressive thing about this group compared to previous groups is their ability to fight back and claw back, like almost immediately. Like yesterday, they take the lead, but then they give it back. But then the next half inning, they inch closer, and then all of a sudden, they tie the game, and then they take the lead. That's fun, right? You don't have to wait an entire game. Now, there has been games where you do have to wait the entire game, and they score in like the 8th or 9th inning, but that's why you stick with this team, because like you mentioned at the top of the show, this team's never out of a game. It's just super fun, especially against the Cubs. Nobody likes the Cubs. I won't even say Carey likes the Cubs. I know he likes taking them and bet the board. How about Kyle Tucker? If he would have had that game maybe two nights ago.
Yep. Sorry, Carey.
It's all good. It happens.
Yeah. So Nolan Arenado had some interesting comments after the game. This audio is courtesy of KMOV. This current stretch that the Cardinals have been on, really just since May, has Nolan Arenado feeling a certain way compared to the previous 3 years. Here's Arenado again, audio courtesy of KMOV.
I like playing baseball like this, against the Cubs. Games matter, as you get older, that's what you want to play for. You don't want to play games just to play games, individually I've accomplished some things in this game, and I just want to accomplish something team-oriented, special, and win a World Series. So, games like this, it's easy to wake up, this is the most excited I've come to the ballpark for this series in about 2 years. So, it's just fun playing games like this against the Cubs. We've done a really good job that there's a standard to be played here on both sides of the ball. And if you're not bringing it offensively, you can still bring it defensively. And I think that's something that we're seeing with this group is that they're starting to learn that to be a good player or to be here for a long time, you got to play both sides of the ball. And that's what we're doing.
Carey, would you like to comment on Arenado's
It was,
post-game comments or the music in the background?
It was wipe me down, Lil Boosie. Yeah, wipe me down. Yeah. Hey, and they're having a good time.
Wasn't Creed?
Nah, that
one wasn't Creed.
That definitely wasn't Creed.
What do you guys think of his comments?
It's about time you talked like that.
Not wrong.
He's playing well. That play he made to end the game with the runner bearing down on him, keeping his concentration, throwing a strike over there to Wilson Contreras, who made a great play, stretching and getting it before before the runner could get there, before the batter could get there. That's the Nolan Arenado. That's a Gold Glove winner. That's a future Hall of Famer. That's, as much as you wanted to trade him because you wanted to get the salary up, I'm sure that the Cardinals are very thankful that they did not. I don't know that Nolan Gorman makes that play. I don't know that Thomas Saggese makes that play. I don't know that Brendan Donovan, if he's at that position, makes that play. Mm-hmm. And yes, it's one play in one game of 162 games. We understand all of that, but he is a spectacular third baseman, one of the best to ever play the game. That play in itself is kind of a microcosm of what he does and why he's needed here. And then he's just a winner, right? And maybe not in the sense of playoffs and what you wanted to, but you get another opportunity. You always want to have a chance to have another opportunity. So I'm excited to watch him play. And he's excited. Jamie, when you're losing, it's not fun to go. I mean, you go. In your mind, you psych yourself up. Yep, today's the day. It ain't the damn day. It's never going to be the day with that team when you're on a bad team. But when you're on a good team, you are driving to the park. You're driving to the stadium. You're like, yeah. Who we got today? We're going to take care of business.
The Cardinals might actually, let me word this properly. They're not going to get the best version of Nolan Arenado that they've ever gotten because obviously individually he's not, offensively individually he's not what he once was. But they might actually get the best all-around version of Nolan Arenado. And I mean leadership, defense, his offensive contributions, his help working with the young guys, because he's playing inspired. That's what it looks like. When I watch Nolan Arenado play this year in particular, I watch him and that guy's fun. He's fun to watch. He looks like his teammates like him. He looks like he likes being. The last couple of years, I don't know if you could say that. He looked irritable. He looked angry. He looked off. Not happy, not having fun playing the game of baseball. He looks like he's having fun. Meanwhile, he's playing with the same intensity and the same defense and all that, but it just looks different for me.
He's playing with a chip on his shoulder, right? What type of player wants to be in trade talks heading into the season? This guy has a lot to play for. He wants to prove to people that he still has it. And like you said, Jamie, it might not look the same as it did, 5-10 years ago, but he's bringing a different element to this specific ball club, and it's helping them win games.
I think, and it just dawned on me, I think he's always made spectacular plays, but on a team that is winning, on a team that is playing for something, it looks different. He made a play down the third baseline where he dropped the ball, picked it up on one hop, running towards the third baseline, threw it, just missed
what I told you about.
The runner out. Yeah. I think it was Suzuki that hit it. I don't remember, but that play in itself, you're like, what the whole? How did you even get close to throwing that runner out? It's just it's different. right? It's watching him play is different, and I think he has a little bit more mojo behind him because they are playing winning baseball. It is fun again. They are playing for something. I think when Nolan Arenado thinks about the St. Louis Cardinals, these games are the reason that he came to St. Louis. Like with this expectation, not what was taking place the last couple of years, because nobody wanted to watch that. But these games, this environment, these moments, that's why you want to be a St. Louis Cardinal, and that's why he's having fun again, I believe.
I'm going to write this down. 213. Jamie, Marsh, and CD call Nolan Arenado a front runner.
Did we all get the "you up" text?
Nah, I
Was that sent out?
I sent it last
sent
night.
it.
I
You
did.
sent it.
Yep, I did. I told you guys. They got me back, man. I did.
So were you in your bedroom at that point? Were you about to get into bed?
It was quiet. There's nobody around. I figured.
Okay, so this I'm picturing things here. You got a bourbon, right?
Yeah.
It's not all the way finished, but it's getting there.
Pretty damn accurate.
And you're saying to yourself, you're kind of debating.
Should I? Shouldn't I?
And then you do
Yeah,
it.
no, there's no debating.
Oh, no debating.
No, I was just waiting. I was looking at the time, making sure the time was right, you know?
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, it's time.
And you sent the Cardinals a you up text.
I said, hey, just like that.
Wow.
Hey.
You know what that means.
Now, Marsh would have gotten that you up text, but his cell phone had died at his girlfriend Rachel's place. So he didn't get it, but it wasn't because.
What a weird thing to have happen. I had to troubleshoot the phone. It just stopped working. Just stopped working.
That's because certain companies, when they want you to buy a new phone,
Well,
They send out a virus.
Shut it down.
the phone started. See, I'm charging mine, and you got to charge it because the battery dies. You got to.
You haven't seen a battery die like my previous phone.
It's time for an upgrade. I just charged it.
Anthony had that thing plugged in 24 hours a day, and it
24
never got
hours.
over 2%.
And it was when I was traveling back and forth to Bristol, which was a real headache.
Remember we were trying to get a guest on?
Yes.
Your phone wouldn't turn on because we couldn't get the number.
CD, I lined up somebody. I can't remember who it was now. I lined up somebody from like my travels via
Yeah.
at ESPN. I want to say it was a decent. It was a
I'm sure
big-ish
it was,
name,
'cause you were panicking.
dude.
Phone died.
Phone died. Couldn't get the number.
Couldn't
to
charge
give it
it
to
enough
me.
to turn the phone
Couldn't
on.
get.
Oh,
we had
my
to start
God.
this segment, and then finally, I don't think there's cameras out at that point. But finally, I'm like, no, my phone's back. Got it, guys. Yeah, it was a little rough, but you're right, CD.
Yeah.
That's what they do. Those
Certain companies
big bad companies.
remain nameless.
Always looking for that.
You know
moolah.
who you are.
Hey, speaking of Nolan Arenado, is trading away Arenado finally off the table? Have we reached the point where it actually doesn't make sense to trade Arenado? Or do a lot of people still say, you know what? Best case scenario is still to free up the spot at third base for Nolan Gorman. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey Davis for Genesis of St. Charles, and if you're in the market for a new vehicle, look no further. Genesis of St. Charles has you covered. They are Missouri's first and only standalone Genesis dealership. Stop in their store today for exclusive in-store offers. They have a large selection of new Genesis models in stock, ready for you to take home today. The GV70 SUV model features wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The 2025 Genesis GV80 features a new grille design, micro lens array headlamps, and new wheel options that include 20 and 22-inch versions. Check them out today. Their new facility is located right off of Mid-Rivers Mall Drive and 70 in St. Charles. Let Genesis of St. Charles introduce you to the sweet life of benefits designed to exceed your expectations. If you're busy, you can't get in, you can't see the deluxe lounge and get some of the best coffee in St. Louis, well, then you can do it online. You never have to step foot in the store. You can get all the upfront pricing, all clear upfront pricing, including your trade-in, and even have it delivered up to 100 miles from the dealership. Visit them online today at genesisofstcharles.com. That's genesisofstcharles.com.
Got to be real confident to barehand that to end the game there, and there's not many people that would do it. But we got the best third baseman in the game, and he was able to end it.
That was Ollie Marmol, courtesy of KMOV on Nolan Arenado, and that was a sensational play made last night. Somebody in the snake pit even said that nobody else makes that play last night, and I don't disagree. I mean, there are certainly some great defenders, but third base has become kind of a power position over the years, and Arenado remains one of the absolute best. So there was an article that was written by The Athletic discussing Nolan Arenado and potential trades, and it was done by our guy, Jim Bowden. No, Jamie.
Yep.
Right.
And one of the
Bobby's brother.
Thank you.
trade scenarios
Can I say that still?
Sure.
Okay.
was that the Cardinals acquired a top one of the Tigers' top prospects, sending Nolan Arenado and Ryan Helsley, as well as cash considerations, to Detroit for, again, this top prospect, Kevin McGonigal.
What position does KF play?
Everywhere. Apparently, he can play. He could play any.
It's a done deal.
Any infield position.
He's a Cardinal.
He can play second base, third base, long term. Apparently, he can play any sort of infield position.
Some say like Mookie Betts.
No.
If he's like Mookie Betts, then
He is the 22nd top prospect in Major League Baseball's top 100.
So he'd be he's just a prospect, but he'd be a stud.
And he's in single A.
Yeah,
right
single A.
Yes, so we're looking at kind of a long
2-3
term.
years before he's.
He's the Tigers' second top prospect behind Max Clark.
Who's a pitcher, correct?
No,
Where does he play?
I think he's an outfielder.
He's an outfielder? I thought he was a pitcher.
he is an outfielder.
Are we getting to the point, though, where it doesn't make sense to trade Arenado?
Not for that guy. No offense to Kevin, but I don't
Play any position.
Yeah, so can Brendan Donovan. So can, I don't know. Lars could probably play a bunch of positions if you put him there. I'm sure. I don't.
So you said, in all seriousness, not for this guy.
No, not for him.
But you're leaving open the door that it still makes sense
if
to
it's
deal
a top
Arenado.
pitching prospect, and we're going to get to it later with the NL Central and what they're doing with their pitching prospects that have turned pro. Yeah, I would consider And I know people are going to be, oh, you got a chance to. I understand all of that, but Nolan Arenado is different because he's still under contract for a few more years. So it has to be something that is going to benefit your team in the long run. You're not going to find a third baseman that's going to play to the level of Nolan Arenado. That nobody else, like the texter said, nobody else makes that play to end that game. Right? Not on this roster, not on many rosters in Major League Baseball. That's a special play done by a special player that is going to be a future Hall of Famer, even if he never hits again. Like, he is that good at third base. I think he's Gold Glove winner again and future Hall of Famer. With that being said, if you can get elite pitching prospects, and I don't really want a guy that's single A. I need a guy that's in triple A, scratching the surface, ready to, break through. So maybe this year, but first thing next year for sure. So
sorry, Carey. So what you've got here now, if you're the Cardinals, is you finally have an asset in Nolan Arenado. You do. Because going into the offseason last year, a lot of question marks. He wasn't hitting the ball. I don't know. Probably tough to find him a spot. Nobody was kicking down the front door to get him. Now you have an asset. You look, teams are watching. They watch that kind of play. They see the team playing very well around him. And you think to yourself, okay, I might have more options now moving into next offseason if we choose to.
Maybe we should rephrase the question to, have we moved away from, and by we, it's like we're joining the Cardinals front office line of thinking here. Have we finally moved away from just moving the contract to free up a spot for a young player? That's because I think if we rephrase it that way, it's a clear yes. If you go back to the offseason, the idea behind trading Nolan Arenado was because obviously you're heading down a player, a young youth movement. You want to open up spots specifically for Nolan Gorman. You want to see Gorman's bat in the lineup every day. Third base made a lot of sense. It also would have freed up a DH, the DH spot as well. So there's some moving parts to this.
Yeah.
So we've moved past that.
I think so. I
think so too.
I think if you're the Cardinals,
because we never cared about the money aspect of it. That was more for the Cardinals.
We didn't. Yeah,
we didn't.
I think we moved past that now. Like, sell at all cost. I think that now the Cardinals can be a little choosy in what they do, and I guarantee the phone will ring on deadline day. There'll be a contender that is watching Nolan Arenado play well in the sixth hole, batting sixth in the roster. He's extending the lineup somewhat, not with power, but he's a pretty good average right now. He's hitting really well recently, but they're going to look at that defense and go, okay, we've got pitching like the Phillies. The Phillies can be a team. I know they've got Alec Bohm. He's nothing compared to Nolan Arenado defensively. Nothing. Would you agree with that?
Defensively, yeah.
And I know he's swinging the bat better, but if the Phillies think they have enough offense going on other places, I'm just using it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a team that's got good pitching. Now they're going to lock down at the hot corner with Nolan Arenado. They might be inclined to call the Cardinals. And I'm just using that as a loose example.
Well, you remember my example in the offseason, right? The team that I kept bringing up is the Yankees.
Yeah.
I brought them up in the offseason because they don't have a third baseman. I mean, DJ LeMahieu is toast. Peraza, or whoever the hell they're using at third base.
They're not getting
I know they could move, and they have had Chisholm play third base for them. I realize that they can move a guy there. But for the Yankees, the same idea as the Phillies. You have enough bats that can surround Arenado. You're good there. He's not a total offensive liability either. It's just he's not
chipping in.
He's just not hitting what he was. He's not the same player as what he was. But defensively, if you're a team like the Yankees and you know you're going to be in the postseason, shoring up that spot makes a lot of sense. But I like
Goldie in their ear too.
Yes, but I like what you said. You said the Cardinals now have an asset. I'll phrase it this way, but it's the same concept. The Cardinals are now in the driver's seat.
Yeah, they can pick and choose now a little more.
They were no longer in the offseason. It was, we got to move him. Everybody knows we're going to move him.
Please take him.
Please take him. Get the contract off the books, or some of the contract off the books. But now it's completely reversed, and it's, hey, we don't need to trade him. We could, but we there's a lot of value still here for him playing third base. We're not enamored anymore with getting Gorman spat into the lineup. It has to be something significant. CD, I don't know if you get a AAA starting pitcher, I would love that.
Then you don't need. Well, in that scenario, they had Ryan Helsley and Nolan Arenado packaged.
That probably
for
would
me,
be the case.
If you do that, then yes.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think it would make sense to get a single A prospect. Granted, he's ranked 22 overall, but so what? He's so far away.
But you're still taking a lot of that risk because he's so far away.
And you got enough middle infielders. Like you're not. That's not a position of need, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So when I'm looking at Arenado's contract, he's $21 million on the books this year. That goes down to 16 and to 15 million the next 2 years.
Yeah. See, it's
manageable.
That's manageable. That's digestible for any team.
It's manageable for a team that if the Yankees wanted to add him.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But you're no longer in a situation where we're just going to move you to open up that spot. Those days are done. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Jamie is furious about two things. One is his eye.
It's still waking out a little bit.
We'll tell you what the other one is next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals defeat the Cubs last night 8-7 in thrilling fashion. They've taken the first two games of this 4-game series, and they're back at it again tonight with Eric Fetty on the mound going up against Matthew Boyd. First pitch tonight at Busch Stadium is at 6:45. The Cardinals are 2.5 games back of the Cubs for first place in the National League Central. Tonight, the NBA draft will be heard right here on 101 ESPN. Draft Day 1 coverage starts at 6:30. And of course, if you miss anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobstar and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews, all of our shows, and it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at Londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Frank Saravalli put together an article in which Jordan Kyrou could be dealt. Now, of course, the Blues have, 5 days before?
Yeah, they have 5 days until midnight on June 30th.
So Kyrou joins the board as a player, according to Saravalli, just days away from his full no-trade clause kicking in on July 1st. He's been a very productive player, averaging 35 goals, 71 points over the last 3 seasons. So why would the Blues move him? That's a big commitment remaining. Plus, the calculus that rival teams have made is that GM Doug Armstrong will see rookie Jimmy Snuggerud as a player who can effectively soon replace Kyrou. The Blues are a middling team. Apparently, Frank didn't watch the Blues last year. That aren't young. Again, didn't seem to watch him much last year.
Yeah.
And this may be one way
Frank
to continue to turn over the roster. Now, I mentioned that Jamie is furious about 2 things. His eye.
Not anymore. I'm okay now.
Was zombie-like just 10 minutes ago.
It was pretty bad, not going to lie.
And 2.
28 minutes later.
Yeah. Jamie, the second thing that has you a bit of a huff right now is?
Well, sorry, I have to take a second here.
Yeah.
Why are we trading Jordan Kyrou?
Well, you got 5 days to do it.
But that seems... Okay, so I'm so glad you said that. That seems like all anybody's focused on right now. Because, July 1st, there's no trade kicks in. We better get rid of him. What?
You don't have to.
Well, you don't have to. You're allowed to keep the player. You are.
There's another side to this.
There's a whole other side to this. And like the Noah Dobson rumors are out there. If what Frank is saying is true, meaning, the Blues aren't young. I don't know what roster he's looking at because the roster I look at is pretty damn young to me. And they want to get younger. Well, Jordan Kyrou himself is 27 years old. I don't consider that to be an old man in the NHL.
Thank you.
Noah Dobson's 25.
How old are you?
29, but it's 2 years.
Noah Dobson's 25. You're not getting a 19 or 20-year-old here. You're getting a 25-year-old player. And Noah Dobson right now, if you dropped him into the Blues lineup, he's probably your 4th best defenseman. Behind Fowler and Parayko for sure. Maybe as good as Broberg, but Broberg's still going to get better too. So what are you doing? You're trading a top-line player, a point-a-game player, for a 4th defenseman. That's the rumor going around out there. So I did a little digging, and because Anthony, I've been saying to everybody, if you trade Jordan Kyrou and his 75 to 85 points, what are you replacing him with? And if you go get Dobson, you're not replacing it. So now, in Jimmy Snuggerud, you don't think that's a lot of pressure to put on Jimmy Snuggerud? Hey, kid, we know you've got 7 regular season games under your belt. We're going to need 75 points from you, though.
Right.
What if he's not a 75-point player? As much as we think he projects to be a really good player, he might be a 55 to 60-point player every year. That's a big drop-off. It is. So I did some digging around, and I put it together a trade that would make sense so that Blues fans could maybe understand the mission here. Jordan Kyrou was We 73 points, 74 points last year. I'll find out right now. 70 points last year, 36 goals. And you need a centerman, correct? So if I'm trading Jordan Kyrou, let's pretend I'm Doug Armstrong. If I'm trading Jordan Kyrou, I need to go get a centerman that at least matches the point total of Jordan Kyrou. Because then if I'm really projecting Jimmy Snuggerud to be as good as I think, Snuggerud can then move into that right wing slot on this line. So the play is Clayton Keller. You call up the Utah Mammoth and you say, hey, I'll give you Jordan Kyrou for Clayton Keller. Clayton Keller makes $7.1 million. Jordan Kyrou makes, 8.2, I think, like that. Jordan Kyrou had 70 points last year. Clayton Keller had 90. 36 goals for Kyrou, 30 for Keller. That's a trade. Does Utah make that trade? Probably not, because center icemen are hard to come by. But that's the kind of trade you have to look for if you're trading Jordan Kyrou. Mm-hmm. You're not trading him for something you don't really need. You're trading him for an area that you need to maximize, which is center ice. But you got to replace his points at the same time.
Right.
So, and who's to say that Jordan Kyrou doesn't continue to get better under Jim Montgomery? You don't think Jordan Kyrou's point total could go up if he spent the whole season playing with Holloway and Shen? Or if Shen becomes your third line center and you put a second line center there who's a 50, 60, 70 point guy as well, you don't think Kyrou maybe tickles 100 points one year?
Yeah.
Why are you trading it? You drafted and developed this player. And if you're a Blues fan, you're saying, yeah, get away from this guy, move on from him. Then you're asking the Blues to be like the Tampa Bay Rays, because his best years, I think, are coming up in the next 2 to 3 years. Kyrou's going to be I think he'll get upwards of 95 points. Mm-hmm. And why would you get rid of that?
Does it concern you? And I feel like Frank Saravalli is pretty plugged in. That list that you brought up, Anthony, does it concern you that Jordan Kyrou is second on that list behind J.J. Peterka? Out of 40 players, he's number 2.
What do you mean by the question?
So he means since Frank Saravalli is plugged in, that he wouldn't list Kyrou second. He would list him fifth.
I think what he's doing is he's listing players by their abilities, like how good the player is, how much interest there will be in said player. That's what I think more than anything. I don't think Frank Saravalli is on the group text with all the GMs around the NHL and seeing all the action around Jordan Kyrou. I just think that if you're going to trade Jordan Kyrou, you have to get value back. This isn't a salary dump for the Blues. The $8 million that he makes a year, it doesn't matter now that the cap's going up. It really doesn't. And he's worth it. If you look around the league at other players that are making $8 million, they're right in that point total that he's putting up every year.
So we talk about the Panthers, right, and what they have built, the type of players that it takes to win a Stanley Cup. Does Jordan Kyrou fit that profile for the Blues moving forward? Do you believe that he will get better under Jim Montgomery? Can he develop into that type of player?
Like the Panthers style of player?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I mean, yeah. It's hard to say because look at the positive steps he took forward last year. I have a hard time believing that he's not going to continue to improve. Now, is he a guy is he Sam Bennett or Brad Marchand or Matthew Tkachuk? Well, no. But those players are unique. They are. You know, is he as good as Luosterainen or Lundell? He's better offensively. That's for sure. Ultimately, on a Stanley Cup contender, Jordan Kyrou is a second or third line right winger. That's on a Stanley Cup contender.
Jamie, I feel like you would appreciate this comment. From the Snake Pit, 89 Blues says people wanting Kyrou traded don't know hockey or don't watch the game, plain and simple. They see him as the guy from 2 or 3 years ago. It's just toggled on me. See the guy from 2 or 3 years ago, and they're salty about his past effort. He isn't the same player today as he was, and real fans see that.
That's perfectly said. And I got into a discussion, earlier today with just random individual at the gym, and trying to, people, they bother me about this stuff all the time. No, but they talk to me about it.
You're always welcome to hearing a very short take.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Or opinion.
But,
just not while you're deadlifting.
Preferably.
Yeah.
Or benching.
I was.
Hey, Jamie, can I give you a spot? By the way, I think the Blues should trade Jordan Kyrou.
But they're 100% hung up on what Jordan Kyrou was.
Yeah.
And they cherry pick certain plays. Well, we all have the ability of watching all the games, okay? Mm-hmm. I have the good fortune of broadcasting about 70 games a year, and I watch the games with purpose. And I'm watching Jordan Kyrou and his habits and the details, the stuff that Jim Montgomery talks about. His habits have gone so far the other way. Like, his habits are really good habits. Now, are they perfect habits? Well, no. Hockey's made of a game of mistakes. Just like football. Guys make mistakes. That's how you score points, right? Mm. Jordan Kyrou's overall habits and his attention to detail is far, far better than it's ever been before. And he got rewarded for that. He had a hell of a year. So if a player has a hell of a year playing a certain way, don't you think they're going to try and repeat that behavior?
Yes, I would think so.
So I just don't see what the rush is or the urgency of trading Jordan Kyrou. Now, if he gets traded before June 30th or July 1st, then I guarantee Doug Armstrong got good value back for that.
Yeah, to clarify, Jamie's not saying don't trade Kyrou or it's not going to happen. What you are saying is let's be realistic about what the return could be. Before we go, David Pagnotta did talk about the Jordan Kyrou trade rumors on The Sheet with Jeff Merrick. So before we move on from this, since it's such a big topic, here's David Pagnotta.
The one thing that I had heard, and I haven't validated it yet, but it started to make the rounds a little bit, was St. Louis is poking around a little bit on Noah Dobson. I wonder if maybe that's an area with the Islanders looking at offense, that maybe that's, somewhere to at least start a discussion. I don't know definitively if that's happened or not, but I wouldn't be surprised over this next week to see his name out there. I wouldn't be surprised if I get asked more about him, but it's going to take one heck of a deal in order for St. Louis to pull the trigger on something like that, because they're also looking to remain competitive, and he's a big part of their top six.
So let me clarify something here right now. The fact that the Islanders are listening to things on Noah Dobson, the Blues might be kicking the tires on Noah Dobson. If he's available and the Blues can add him, I would, but I'm not trading Kyrou for him. So Doug Armstrong might have a whole other deal that he's got cooked up, and Noah Dobson could very well be a St. Louis Blue at some point. Mm-hmm. But I just don't think it's for Jordan Kyrou, because you got to replace that 75 points somehow.
Sure, yeah, and this goes well with Starvin Marvin from the Snake Pit. He's joking, but he says, "Why do you hate Dobson?" Like I said, I like it because it's trading from an area of strength to set your defense up to be elite long term. Hopefully, what Jamie just said answers that. Not that Dobson wouldn't be an acquisition that Army would be interested in, but maybe it's not just a straight up Kyrou for Dobson. I mean, could you add Dobson, improve your defensive core, and also hang on to somebody that's one of your top point getters?
That would be a win.
That would be
if Army can get Dobson without having to trade Kyrou, that's a very big win.
Jamie, I saw Army get one hell of a player for a drug dealer one time. He could do anything.
Now you're captain.
Yes.
Not the drug dealer.
No. That'd be Braden Shen. All right. It's Fast on 101 ESPN. Marshy's got what's trending next.
My buddy Derek Stevens, who owns Circa Sports in Las Vegas, Nevada, he loves putting great contests together, and he's had a couple of winners over the last couple of years. They are Circa Million and Circa Survivor. This year, $21 million in guaranteed prizes, and there's no rake. You're going, what does that mean? All that means is if the entries go above the guaranteed money, that's the $21 million. If it goes above that, all the extra money goes into the prize pool, so more winnings for the people in those contests. Registration is open right now until September 6th. You've got to do it in person, though. not a bad idea. Get out to Las Vegas, get over to Circus Sports, register, and then download Circus Sports Illinois, the app. You find that on the website or any app store for that matter. And then you can manage your contest pickings every week, the teams that you're picking for your Survivor and all that stuff. You can do it right from the palm of your hand. It's awesome. The app, too, always has the best odds. Download any other gambling app that's out there, compare it to Circus Sports, and you will see that Circus Sports has the best odds. That equals bigger payouts. So please don't miss out on all of that action. Download Bet Like a Pro with your Circus Sports Illinois app today and join in on all the excitement. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
What are the hot topics in the sports world?
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending, brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, we talked last week, without you, Anthony, of course. You were on vacation, but we talked about the Oilers roster construction and how they're kind of in a bind right now.
It's terrible.
A little bit of relief today for the runners-up 2 years in a row. Evander Kane traded to the Vancouver Canucks to clear some valuable cap space ahead of NHL free agency. How about that? So Evander Kane, who decided to take a penalty, was not a part of the handshake line after the Panthers won the Stanley Cup. He ends up getting traded to the Vancouver Canucks. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, so initial thoughts are, what the hell are the Vancouver Canucks doing? The last 2 years, you had a culture problem. JT Miller couldn't get along with old Petey Peterson over there. He got his feelings hurt every time JT Miller was just a little too aggressive. And now you made that trade. And now you've added Evander Kane, who, by the way, has never been associated with creating a great culture.
Yeah.
And you took on his full $5.1 million. I just don't know what's going on. And the Oilers, by the way, that marginally helps them. Marginally. Because Connor McDavid deal projected at about $15 million a year, maybe even north of that. He might take 15 if he wants a winner in Edmonton. And then Evan Bouchard is predicted to be a $10 million contract. Simple math, guys. That tells me $25 million a year for two players. And you just got rid of $5.1 million. You got some work to do.
And how much is Draisaitl making?
14.
Okay.
Yeah. And by the way, Stan Bowman, your assignment is to build a team with the depth of the Florida Panthers while you have three players basically eating up most of your salary cap.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Not that it can't be done, but boy, you have to find it.
I don't think it can be done.
Okay, can't be done.
I don't think it can be done. I really don't. But that being said, like, both teams are foolish here in this one. Vancouver taking on Evander Kane and the full salary, and then the Oilers still with so much left to do. It just seems insurmountable to me.
Evander Kane. Guys, did you see Josh Kroenke? We know the Kroenke family. We don't really care for them.
Chip off the old block there.
Oh, boy.
Talking about, and they were, he was doing this press conference, talking about a nightmare scenario where the wrong player might get injured. And then the next thing you know, you got to trade a guy like the Joker. What on earth? What is going on with the NBA? I feel like the NBA, and I'm not saying this is going to happen. I highly doubt that this happens because, one, that would be stupid. But why do you feel like the NBA is so quick to just overhaul their rosters?
I think every player, and I do mean every player, is at some point, potentially, if the right thing is in return, is on the trading block. Like it is, yeah, the greatest player to ever play the game. People don't all stay on the same team, right? They don't always retire with the team that they started with. Wayne Gretzky played for 4 teams?
Oilers, the Kings, the Blues, the Rangers.
4 teams. Michael Jordan played for 2.
Hey.
Joe Montana. Never thought he'd leave old San Fran, did you? It's a Kansas City Chief.
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice played for like 7, 8, 9 teams.
Which is so wild.
Maybe it was 6.
How many did he was 49ers, Seahawks, Raiders.
Seahawks. You said Seahawks.
Seahawks. 49ers, Seahawks, Raiders.
That's good. Randy Moss played for about 4 or 5 teams.
Yeah.
Moss was Vikings, Raiders, Patriots.
49ers?
Titans. 49ers. Vikings again at one point.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was listening to Bob Myers this morning. He was on First Take, and he was talking about teams used to call for Steph Curry. Like, and not that he would listen, but every team has a player on it that can be traded. Luka Doncic got traded. Nobody expected that. So I don't know. I don't think that there's a scenario where you should trade Nikola Jokic ever. Mm-hmm. But if there are things going on and they don't see a path to win the championship, then teams start over.
Right.
Okay.
LeBron might trade for him in case he wants to win another ring.
I think LeBron.
I know.
Good luck with that. I know you're.
I'm sorry.
You're not, but that's okay.
OKC traded away three future MVPs, and now they just won a championship.
Yep.
So, who'd have thought that Kevin Durant wouldn't be a Thunder? He didn't get traded; he just left. OKC traded Westbrook, and James Harden got up out of there. Like, people leave. It's sports, but man, that sucks. for the Nuggets and their fans.
Yeah.
And Boston is trading away everybody right now, so they're about to start over.
I said this to you yesterday. This feels like the 90s Spurs.
Yeah.
When David Robinson had the back injury that kept him out all year, they're like, you know what? We're not going to try. Wound up with Tim Duncan.
And then they won a championship.
Yep. So whoever's going to be playing with Jason Tatum next year.
It might be just him.
Number one pick.
Yeah.
No, because Tatum's going to miss most of the season.
He's going to miss the entire year.
He probably,
So
I was going to say the
He's
whole.
missing the entire year.
So Celtics are going to be dreadful.
They're talking about maybe
They'll get
Jaylen Brown, Derek White. They already traded Drew Holiday. They just traded Kristaps Porzingis. Like, they are cleaning house.
It's not. It's kind of an out of the box thought of saying, okay, well, this run is over. We might as well trade.
I think
and we'll revamp, and
Yeah.
you're probably going to get a lottery pick next
I think
year.
it makes it easier that you already won a championship with that crew.
Sure.
With that group. So your fan base is like, they're not foaming at the mouth like, yo, you got to win. What are you trick? He just won. Shut up. You're okay. That's what they want to say. They don't say it, though. But if I was hey, we just won. Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
We're trying to do it again. We'd be okay.
I think we should do mock, press conferences involving CD in what he would say to a fan base.
If I was a real yeah. You know what? We should. You all can ask me questions. I'm like, that's a dumbass question. Next, Jamie Rivers.
That'd be fun. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Is Jordan Walker the last player left with question marks surrounding him in this youth movement for the Cardinals? That's next on 101 ESPN. Guys, if you've been feeling off lately, if you got low energy, you're tired all the time, you're gaining weight, you're, snapping at people because you're irritable all the time, you got to do what Jamie and I did. Head down to Mentality. 2 different locations, one in South County, one in Chesterfield. They're locally owned. They're a clinic that helps us guys feel like we did when we were younger. Because, Jamie, you brought up a great point yesterday. Even if you don't feel the same, doesn't mean that has to stay that way.
No, not at all. And look, get into either location, like Anthony said. Ask for Angel. She runs the show over there, and she's awesome. She's a rock star. She follows up with text messages, make sure that your program is going okay, that you're feeling okay. Wasn't long ago I wasn't feeling quite right. I couldn't figure out why, and so they did another blood panel and figured out that some of the program had to change a little bit. But that's because they ask me all the time, how you feeling, how you feeling? So I highly recommend visiting Mentality, covered by most insurances. You're absolutely going to love it. Your life is going to change forever. It really is. And so get into either location, again, Chesterfield, South County. And for more information, you can always visit them online at mentalityhealth.com/radio. Again, that's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
continue seeing what they have in Jordan Walker and playing him those 600 at-bats, they can. But if they continue to contend, there's going to be a lot of pressure to play the guys that are performing. And at some point, the organization is going to have to decide, can they change the runway between players? I don't think they're going to switch the direction. I still think the Cardinals should stick to what they plan for 2025 and pledge for the future, which is finding out what young players can help the team going forward. But maybe what changes is the players they're evaluating.
So is Katie Wu of The Athletic, and she was on with the guys from Foul Territory yesterday. One of the topics of conversations, of course, has been about the youth movement and the runway, which has become kind of a word that everybody's using right now with the Cardinals, and the runway with the players, and specifically guys like Nolan Gorman and Jordan Walker. Before we dive into the conversation about Jordan Walker, here is John Mozeliak, who just appeared on BK and Ferrario a couple of hours ago. And here's Mo discussing the success that this youth movement we've already seen from this youth movement this season.
Well, I think we went into it with the whole purpose of trying to get a better understanding of really what do we have with these players. And, I don't think it's been a, perfect answer in terms of getting to understand where guys are. For example, if you think about, Nolan Gorman, here's a guy that, most recently has gotten off to a very hot start, or he's playing really well at this moment in time. Prior to that, really we're struggling to find him at bats and really giving him an opportunity. But now he's getting that, so that's good. Jordan Walker obviously has been, the season started a little bit slower than maybe we had hoped. And then as he started to catch on, that was a good thing. But just now it's going to really become, that ability to be consistent with some of these players. And that's the task of Ollie, which is a tough task, is, trying to find that right balance of who to play, when to play. But, overall, I think when you look back at what we were trying to accomplish with this club, the good news is we're getting to see what we have, and we're playing really well, and that's excellent.
See, you seem confused. You look confused.
I'm listening. I think I have a little bit of I get distracted. Squirrel. I kind of I hear scribbling. Somebody.
Yeah, what was that all about?
That wasn't crazy.
No, I thought
you heard
somebody's
it too?
vigorously taking notes.
Yeah.
Well, it might have been BK and or Ferrario.
Okay.
Well, you've watched the camera. I don't think they're doing that.
It sounds like somebody was scratching.
Maybe somebody was in the background and taking notes for
You had a
Mo.
stenographer?
It's probably. You know who it was?
Don't do it. You don't know that, and you shouldn't say
special. That would be a special project.
That for sure.
That would be a special project. No, I don't know
speculate.
it. I'm speculating that it could have been
the vice president of
the
special
Gershinator
operations.
Yes,
or special
projects.
Yeah,
that would have fallen. If that would have fell into a special project.
Writing things down.
You got to stop him.
I think maybe it's just his microphone popping.
You think?
No, he doesn't have these cool muffs, Maybe he doesn't have the muffs that we have.
Oh,
so I had the headphones thing going, but I've done a lot of shows like people that do interviews with these on.
Yeah,
we don't have the popping like that.
No, I think it's Gersh. I think it was Gersh.
I think you might be right, Anthony.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. Views are specifically your own.
Mm-hmm. BK confirms it was his mic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Mike on his headphones.
Thanks,
Mike Ryder?
Mike Ryder.
No, not Mike Ryder.
Why was Ryder there with him?
What the hell are you doing?
Was
So
here.
Ryder was
the one
taking
taking the
notes?
notes?
Okay.
Guys, focus.
Carey started this.
Focus. Now,
to answer Jordan Walker, is the runway is it cut off?
no, is Jordan Walker the last player with question marks surrounding him in this youth movement?
I don't think so. I think Gorman still has question marks. He's hitting the ball pretty good right now, but
Don't we kind of know what he is though?
I don't think we do, because I compare Gorman loosely, okay, but to when we had Tyler O'Neill. We thought because you have these stretches where you fall in love with the player, and then you have stretches where you don't necessarily know what you have in that player.
I think you're right. I think he's Tyler O'Neill.
I think Tyler O'Neill was better.
Well, yeah,
He was more. He was a better athlete.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know if you were saying Gorman was better or O'Neill was better.
I'm saying Tyler O'Neill is the better all-around player.
Okay, I agree with that.
He is.
Good?
Sure. Hey, I gave you eye drops.
You did, and all of a sudden my eye's wonky. I can't see out of it now.
You can't.
It's blind. It's vinegar, I think.
Something else. What are you saying?
I was listening to what you just said, Jamie. I think that's pretty accurate. I think he's somebody that is going to get on hot streaks and then he's going to cool off. When he does go on hot streaks, people are going to be like, "Oh, great, we've got finally he's capitalizing on all his talent."
But he's what, 24, 25 years old now?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
So,
but when he gets on this cold streak, everybody's like, "Trade him." We know what he is.
All right. I don't know if I know who he is.
I definitely don't know what Jordan Walker is as a player. I have no idea.
Do we know if he is a player?
Yeah, he's a player.
He wears a uniform.
No, Carey.
He plays on the team.
Like an everyday player.
Yeah.
Like, will he ever be an everyday player?
I think that's the hope.
No. Hope's a dangerous word.
It is. So is potential.
It's very dangerous.
Probably the most dangerous word in sports.
Yes.
Prospect,
potential, the P words.
Yeah. I think that Jordan Walker, I don't know. We aren't. I don't know if we're at the point where we are. I don't think we're done with him.
No.
I think we're still. I don't know that he's going to get 650 at bats this year. I don't know how. Especially when Ivan Herrera comes back and you can't put him behind the plate. Like all of these things kind of ruin opportunities for other players. Ivan is going to play. Yeah. He's going to bat. If he doesn't catch, that means Paez has to catch. That means you got to put him, Ivan Herrera, at DH, who Mo called Ivan, which that's a whole other story. That's
Some
a different
people
story.
do.
I call him Ivan one time. And
I don't know. Is it Ivan or Ivan?
It's Ivan.
It's Ivan.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Mo called him Ivan.
Mo can do whatever he wants. He's the boss.
Plus, he's out.
But maybe he's sending a message.
Did you happen to hear in the BK and Ferrario interview when he says he caught himself and goes, "Well, Heim and his people," because he said we moving forward.
Oh, did he?
He goes. So we, moving forward. He goes, "Well, Heim and his people."
He's washing his hands.
He just knows he's not going to be around.
A bit of fraction there sounds like
clearing the blood off his hands.
Yeah, I don't know.
The metaphorical blood.
Metaphorically.
Well, yeah, of course.
Speaking, not literally.
What blood would there be?
Just all the bad moves he's made.
Oh, Jamie. Come on.
What?
Do you think Cardinal fans will, if Jordan Walker doesn't end up becoming the player that he's been hyped up to be, will Cardinal fans be more ticked off at the organization itself because they couldn't develop that player? Or do you think they'll be more ticked off at Jordan Walker for not reaching his full potential?
Oh, no, Marsh,
that's cute.
Adorable. You are so innocent. No, they will absolutely just crush the Cardinals. Probably Mo.
But how is that their fault that he can't lay off a low-away slider?
Marsh, do I need to break out the Ollie Marmol, this is how it works, pie chart?
I understand. I understand.
The blame chart?
It's the blame chart.
It is the blame chart.
I get
it's
that.
It's the blame and praise chart.
Is it a what kind of? It's a pie chart.
It's a pie chart.
Those are the best kind, Carey.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, or maybe it's a
Venn diagram.
it's a Van Damme diagram. You know what I mean?
That's different than the Van.
It's different. Yeah, much different.
No, it's a Venn diagram. Is right. So, Marsh, as you know, if a player develops, that player developed all on his own.
Okay.
If that player doesn't develop, and my God, the Cardinals are the biggest piece of craps that you'll ever see.
Yeah,
they couldn't get the most out of Jordan Walker. They're not going to blame Walker.
Is it on? It is a bit on.
Well, it's on him.
The front office, not front office, coaches, man. Oh yeah, it's on everybody. If you have a player, let's take it to Jamarcus Russell, right?
Yeah,
he was a first-round draft. He's first overall.
He's first overall. Yeah,
he doesn't have success. Is that because he couldn't play football? He could play football at LSU.
He didn't want it.
He couldn't play
LSU.
Yeah,
he couldn't play pro football.
I was thinking Rohan Davey. He played at
LSU too.
Brain went.
Yeah.
But either way, he was really good at LSU.
He won a national championship.
So he gets to the Raiders and he stinks.
Yes.
Did his skills get taken by a group of aliens?
No, the scouts didn't realize that he couldn't play pro ball.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He hasn't seen it.
You haven't seen it.
Carey.
It's terrible of you.
You as a coach.
Yeah.
You got a player that has got really good skill sets, but maybe doesn't learn the playbook, doesn't put in the effort.
Fault.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with Jamarcus Russell, I think it was on him. He had the skill set. I'm sure the Raiders tried to do everything they could.
Or the Raiders didn't do enough background check.
That could be as well.
In that case, you dumb it down as much as you can, too, though.
Oh.
And I'm sure they probably did.
You do. You take, if it's, I mean, especially if it's a first overall pick.
But it sounded like, based on the reports at the time, that he was last guy in, first guy out. Okay. Now, sometimes you're so talented, it doesn't matter, because Vic used to be one of those guys, too. He admitted it once he got to Philly. He's like, I didn't do enough. But sometimes your talent just...
Michael Vick is a different animal there.
Well, off the field. I'm talking about on the field.
He was, too. He wasn't talking about anything off the field. He said, like, some people... Never mind. Marshy, what were you saying?
What did you say, Jamie?
I was going to say, he was a dog on the field, and then I felt like he was going to go. I felt like... Marshy, what did you say?
That's low-hanging fruit.
Look, I don't know about that.
Let's get back on top. Jordan Walker. If Jordan Walker, and we don't know this to be the case, but let's just say Jordan Walker, after he was sent down the one time to, say, hey, we got to work on his mechanics at the plate and all that stuff, right? The fundamentals. He goes down there and he's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to be me. Mm-hmm. And he comes back up at the big league level. I'm just going to be me. I know what got me here. And he struggles. But he doesn't put in extra work. I'm not saying this is the case with Walker, but doesn't put in the extra work. Maybe isn't taking the instruction from the Cardinals, and he struggles and he maintains that. That's on him.
Mm-hmm. But the problem with that is you'll never know about that until, much further down the road. At some point, the team will have to disclose the player wasn't dialed in.
Sure.
If that's the case.
And I give the Cardinals a lot of credit because they're pretty tight-lipped.
Every player is different.
Their front office is tight-lipped. Oh, yeah, no, I agree.
Every player is different. And different swing mechanics, I'm sure, for every player. Height, weight, size, bat. All of those things, I'm sure, righty, lefty, they probably all play into your success rate. Mm-hmm. And maybe he just hasn't found the thing that makes him successful. I don't know.
I just wonder what direction they go in. Let's say they make the playoffs. What direction are they going to continue giving him runway when other players now have proved to the organization and to the fan base that they are a playoff caliber team?
No, I think you're seeing what their plans are now.
Yeah, I agree. You cannot take Alec Burleson has become a bum to me after he didn't get a hit last night and ruined my streak. But Burley, you can't take Burleson out of the lineup.
I agree.
You can't take. Newt hit a bomb.
Can't take Gorman out right now either.
You're not going to take these guys. The guys that are hitting right now.
So is it going to be righty lefty for Gorman? If he's facing the lefty, he's out.
No,
I don't know.
Oh, Gorman?
Yeah, Gorman, not Burley. Gorman.
Yeah, maybe Gorman.
Maybe.
And you put Walker in.
Yeah.
Maybe, although Gorman did hit Ding-Dong Johnson off a lefty there a few games ago.
Right, but if you are keeping Walker at the big league level, that platoon now has shifted from Burleson. Remember, it was Burleson, Gorman, or Burleson and Walker. All it's done is gone now to Walker and Gorman.
Yeah.
All right, here is Alex Ferrario. This is today on Jordan Walker's future role if the Cardinals make the postseason.
The problem with this is I feel like as soon as you take the back seat with Jordan Walker, you're going to lose him once again. And if you're trying to make a push for the playoffs and perform in the playoffs and maybe make steps in the right direction, if you're basically making the statement now that Walker doesn't help us get to the playoffs, Walker's not going to be the guy that helps you get to the playoffs in the future. Because if you make the playoffs this year, there's no more runway conversation. We talked about this earlier, where it's like as soon as you meet expectations go to the next level. You're going to be looked at as a playoff team next year. And if Walker's not the guy that helps you get to the playoffs now, he's really not going to be that guy for you next year, which is why it kind of feels like this is it for Jordan Walker. And if you make the decision, I don't know if you're going to get him back to what you hoped he was going to be.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that because he's only 23 years old. Mm-hmm. Just because he's not part of your playoff picture roster this year doesn't mean that in the off season and he's not the next. For me, I understand what Alex is saying, but I just disagree that this is the end of the road for him.
Yeah, so many things change, right? Like things are constantly changing. Whether it's injuries or poor performance, it's a little tough to say that Walker it's done after the season if it doesn't work out.
So
Alex might be right, but for me, it's just too early to say that.
You all thought I was crazy when I said this. I mean, we're up against it way past.
Do you want to carry it over?
Sure.
All right.
Why not? Yeah.
We thought Carey was crazy about this. We'll find out what this is next on 101 ESPN.
Big shots, Warren Buffett and Bill Gates. They're smart money guys, and they invest in U.S. farmland. There's a reason for that. U.S. farmland brings you steady returns, long-term growth, and real stability, even when the market's all over the place. So that stress of the market being up one day, down the next day, eliminate that. Take some money, invest in farmland. We got AgVest, who has been doing it now for several years, 14 years exactly, and they've helped leading financial institutions manage over $900 million in farmland deals, and they're licensed in 10 states as well. So if you own farmland, AgVest can help maximize its value with full-service management from sourcing and diligence to rent and tenant selection. It's a great investment. I know it's a little different. It's not every day you talk about farmland, but this is a great investment. You get steady returns year after year, and also the land and the farm appreciate in value. It's a great, great investment. That's why people, again, like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates are doing it. So if you're interested or you need more information at all, call my guy Chris Bronner at 618-520-7022. Again, that's 618-520-7022. Or you can always visit agvestadvisors.com. Lane here on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter. And right before the break, we found out that Carey's crazy. So, Carey, what are you crazy about?
So we were talking about Jordan Walker, and Alex was talking about if he's not helping get to the playoffs, then he's probably not going to help you get to the playoffs in the future.
Yeah.
If he's not playing every day, which he hasn't been because of the great play of Nolan Gorman and Alec Burleson, why wouldn't you trade him? Like, why would you keep? What is the purpose? And the reason why I say that is because we've seen what happened with Dylan Carlson. We saw what happened with Tyler O'Neill. The things you get back when other people know, oh, this guy can't play, is different from when other people don't know. So if you're saying he can't play, he's not good enough to make this roster, he's not good enough to play every single day, but there are still people out there that do not know that. Mm-hmm. That's the time to trade him. You get rid of him. You move on. You cut your losses. You say, we did everything we could do. He's not going to play on this roster. Where is he going to play when Ivan Herrera comes back? Because he can't catch. So Ivan has to be the DH. And then Pages has to be the catcher. And then Alec Burleson or Nolan Gorman aren't going to be playing either. Mm-hmm. So now you got two guys, Gorman and Walker, Burleson and Walker, both on the bench. So what do you do at that point? If you're telling me he's not good enough, and you all thought I was, hey, that's a dumbass idea, Carey. Is it?
You say that stuff.
No, you all told it to me.
He does all
You
the
told
time.
me it was a dumbass idea, and I was like, I don't think it's a dumbass idea. I said, trade him. No, send him to the minors. Let him work on it. For what? To do what? To play where?
What are you getting
Where
for
is
him?
the spot? You will get more for him right now.
He'd probably be all right.
You would get a lot
so
for
young.
him right now because he's young. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't think he can play, I guarantee you the Yankees don't know that. I guarantee you the Phillies don't know that.
Yeah.
The Rays don't know that. There are other teams that don't have insight into what he's capable or not capable of doing at this point. Other than what, and they probably we can fix that. That's them dumbass Cardinals. They can't fix it. We'll fix it.
Right.
All right, give us something for it. Because where is the spot for him for the foreseeable future if Gorman and Burley are playing as well as they are, and Ivan Herrera is going to play when he gets back, and he can't catch. So where does he go? Where's the spot?
Well, this is where talent evaluation, evaluating your own talent, comes into play. You should have an idea of whether or not a player just needs more time or opportunities or what have you. If you have to have the ability to project a little bit. The Cardinals, this is the same group. They couldn't do that with Dylan Carlson. They couldn't do that with Tyler O'Neill. They couldn't do that with Harrison Bader. They couldn't do that with name whatever player. I mean, that's the other side of this. I don't necessarily disagree with you, Carey, but it is up to the organization to have the ability to say, this guy, we were wrong. He doesn't project to be the player that we thought. And more time is not going to help him. More opportunities is not going to help. It's not clicking. It won't work, and move on from him. I don't know if this organization is willing to do that.
And before anybody else
can do that. Yes.
Before anybody else realizes it, you move on.
I get it. It's a timing thing. Yes. But you got to be damn sure that
how are you
this
is
not a good player.
How are you damn sure if he doesn't play at all?
Well,
how can you gain that knowledge of
you can't.
So then you're wasting valuable time both for yourself and for the player.
Sure.
And it's you got to either bleep or get off the pot. I almost did a Jamie.
You
I almost said the word
and bleeped out the good
pot.
word.
Yeah.
Jamie,
I don't know.
That was funny. That
was.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck I was doing, but
so yeah. What's the final outcome? Because to me, you're wasting time. Mm-hmm. You're wasting your time. You're wasting his time. You're wasting potentially a player that has value for your organization, whether it be on the field or in another organization, and you get something in return. You're wasting time. And I if there's no future, and I'm just basing it off of kind of what Alex said, if he's not on the playoff He's not helping you get to the playoffs, and he's not going to help you for the future. Well, what's the purpose?
The problem I have with what you're saying, Carey, is that there's so many Major League Baseball players that break into the league at 24 or 25. And he's still only 23.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if the Cardinals know exactly what they have yet. I don't know if Jordan Walker knows exactly what he is yet. So what if, let's just take your scenario. They trade Jordan Walker. I don't know what you'd get back for him because there are so many question marks. Probably okay, though, because some team that wanted him in the draft a number of years ago might still be high on him from what they saw. Let's see, get an okay return for that. But then what happens if he turns into like Aaron Judge?
That's your fault. You were unable to get that out of him.
I know, but then
then that's on you for not being able to do your job.
I just don't see in this moment right now with Mo leaving and Bloom taking over. I just don't see a trade of that magnitude being done.
Then what is the answer going forward for him? Because the answer cannot be, yeah, we're going to sit you on the bench, and when we get to the ninth inning, the top of the ninth inning, you're going to be the pinch runner.
You're not wrong.
You're the ghost runner, buddy.
Yeah.
The hell?
You're not wrong.
Really?
That's why I say he's got to play in Memphis.
This is why, too, I would always load up on pitching in the first round. You can never have enough pitching. I'm not saying never have hitters, but I would rather see a team become more invested in pitching than doing the dance with position players that, quite frankly, take longer. And then you get in a spot where you can't do anything with Walker. You're right. There's no spot for him now. As soon as you trade him, somebody will get hurt. It's just how it goes.
That's life.
Yeah. But you're not wrong, Carey.
Oh, so I'm not crazy. Thank you.
Well, you are.
Nobody said you were crazy.
He did. He came back and said I was crazy. He literally said, we're going to talk about how crazy Carey is.
Crazy Carey.
I think last segment, though, you said that you might have had a crazy thought,
No, I said you all called me crazy.
Is that factually correct?
That is damn
That's not
factual.
factually. You better be able to prove it.
No, let's clarify this just for a second.
Yeah.
You're absolutely 100% crazy.
Okay.
In several things.
But
maybe not this one.
Thank you. That's all I asked for.
Well said.
Appreciate it.
All right. Part one of the Sports Six Pack, 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Part one of the Sixer is next. Send your questions in. We'll answer them here on 101 ESPN. This summer, upgrade your ride without breaking a sweat. At Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum, they've got over 1,000 vehicles to choose from, and they're all right there in one location out in Herculaneum, right off I-55, just minutes from South County. No bouncing around to different dealers, no wasted weekends, just great cars, great people, and a great deal. It's just at Auto Center's Nissan today. They've got their Nissan summer sales event going on right now. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Rogue and Pathfinder, two American-made SUVs perfect for summer road trips. They also have the brand new 2025 Nissan Murano. It is a sharp-looking vehicle. It's on the luxury side. The technology within the car is awesome. It rides smooth. The Nissan Murano is incredible. And with their lifetime warranty and 30-day return promise, the good vibes keep rolling on long after you leave the lot in Herculaneum. Got credit concerns, no worries. They work with all credit types to make sure that they keep you feeling as though that you purchased the right vehicle for you, and you feel as though that you can make those monthly payments each and every month. So crank up the AC, hit the road, drive happy with Auto Centers Nissan. AutoCentersNissan.com is where you can start. When you head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. Auto Centers Nissan, it's all here.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals take down the Cubs last night by a final score of 8-7. They'll be back at it again tonight at Busch Stadium. Eric Fetty on the mound for the Redbirds. Matthew Boyd for the Cubs. First pitch tonight, 6:45. We'll talk with Brad Thompson at 4:45, so stay tuned for that. But coming up next, we have our Sports Six-Pack, so get your questions in to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Sports Six-Pack coming your way next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com. Must be 21 years of age or older. Drink responsibly.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Before we get to the Sports Center, or the Six-Pack, excuse me, Jordan Walker, we were just talking about him. What do? You got to play him. If not, send him to AAA. Carey said trade him. Well, we have our answer, guys. You just put him on the IL. Jordan Walker has been placed on the 10-day IL. It's retroactive to 6/23. Matt Swanson and Jose Fermin have been recalled from Memphis. Michael McGreevy, who just pitched last night, he's been optioned. So, Jordan Walker to the IL again.
Appendicitis.
Yeah, so maybe he's, maybe it was just a situation where he doesn't stink, guys. He's just, he's got a...
He's got
bad organs,
Had an appendectomy.
It says appendicitis. Have you guys ever dealt with something like that?
Appendectomy.
Isn't that when they cut you open and take your
appendix
out?
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
You guys ever deal with something like that?
No, sir. No. Jamie's never had anything removed.
He's had plenty removed.
Yes.
Outside of his spleen, that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Splashback Deuce says kick the can. Absolutely. Just keep kicking the can down the road with Jordan Walker. Are you feeling better yet? Yes? Don't look like it to us. You'll be placed on the IL again. Until somebody gets injured and or struggles. Then we'll play you.
Question number 1.
No? Okay.
From the 314, we talked about this yesterday. But, Jamie, why is it taking so long for Big Walt to make it to the Hockey Hall of Fame?
Oh, don't get Jamie going. Get Jamie going.
I actually have no frigging idea. The Hall of Fame, I know it's always such a tough discussion, but the Hall of Fame for me is if you take an era of that sport, and you look at a player and you say, okay, how relevant was this player during that era? If you take from 1995 to 2005 or 2010 even, like Big Walt was so relevant. Big Walt was honestly one of the greatest power forwards ever in the NHL. And he's in the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. So the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame has recognized that he's one of the best U.S.-born players ever. Mm-hmm. And, he had all of those goals and points, and I think he had like 2,000 penalty minutes or something like that, too. Like, he was a unicorn. He played like Brady, but put up numbers like Matthew.
Mm-hmm. Oh, his son Brady.
Yeah.
They're from a Tom Brady.
No, not Tom Brady.
Those numbers are pretty remarkable. Yeah, no. I mean, he should be in the Hall of Fame.
So I don't understand I actually don't understand what the Hockey Hall of Fame is looking for. If you put Jeremy Roenick in there, then you have to put Keith Tkachuk in there. And if you look at other players, I don't want to sewer other players right now because that's not my objective. But there are players that are in the Hockey Hall of Fame right now that do not measure up to what Big Walt was able to do.
Well said.
And it's just puzzling to me. And at this point, it's not your NHL career only. It's what have you done in the sport of hockey.
Have 2 children.
At this point, he's got 2 of these kids now playing in the NHL. Like, what do you? I know that he's not directly like responsible for their success, but he kind of is directly responsible for them being alive.
Him and Chantel, absolutely.
Him and Chantel. So I don't know. I think it's stupid. He should be in there.
Amen.
Question
Jamie.
number 2.
Amen.
This one comes from Ledoux Lawn Boy. How long do you think Chaim Bloom will be with the Cardinals? Ledoux Lawn Boy thinks it will be under 5 years.
What is his? What's his purpose?
The Cardinals, the front office. This front office is very patient. I mean, you look at the longevity for Walt Jocketty and now with Mo. I don't think they're quick to replace people. So I'll say I'll take the over, Lawn Boy, Ledoux, Lawn Boy. Just based on the, it's kind of like the Steelers in that regard.
The Cardinals?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna hang on to these head coaches.
Cardinals are very much like the Steelers.
What have you guys had? 3 head coaches ever?
Not
Never,
ever,
Bob.
but in like, what is it?
The last 4 or 5 decades.
60 years?
Jeez, that's
3 head
incredible.
coaches? Yeah. 60-something years. What is it, 70s? Yeah. What year are we in? Yeah. 50, 60 years. It's been a while.
Sure has.
Question number 3.
From a 618 going camping for the first time this weekend. Do you guys have any advice or recommendations to make it a good time?
Yeah, don't go.
Wow. Don't go where?
Camping.
Wow.
It's too damn hot.
Take
to go
bug spray.
camp. Yes.
Take bug spray.
Like, I'm okay with, what do they call that? Glam camping? Or
Yeah,
what?
where you're
Glamping?
Yeah,
Where you're in
where
like
the amenities are really nice.
Where you're in a beautiful
but you're
trailer,
technically
like
camping.
a pull-behind trailer or
Yeah.
something like that, where you've got air conditioning and a fridge and all that.
Right.
That's not camping, Jamie.
I know. Listen, I have gone camping. Now it was up in Canada, where the nights, you get down, you wear a hoodie at night around the bonfire.
You kill your dinner.
Pretty much, yeah, you do.
With your bare hands.
Drag it back,
Sure.
stab it,
Yep.
eat it. Anyways, but here in Missouri, like, I've tried it. I've tried just sleeping outside with the kids in a tent,
Oh, I did that once too.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It's horrible. No, thank you. No, thank
so
you.
bad. Killian and I made it like till, I don't know, 1 a.m.
Oh, you're just
hot. Yeah.
Oh.
Everybody else bailed.
Did they?
Kristen bailed. Madeline bailed. Lincoln wasn't born yet, but yeah, they had bailed. And at one point, like, him and I, they were tossed. I'm like, dude, you ready? You just want to go in? He goes, yeah, Daddy, I do.
You're like, okay, son.
Okay, son, I'll do it for you. It was awful. You're right. You're sweating.
There's nothing to do at night. You're hot and the bugs are bothering you, and it's like, no.
Yeah, after you do like the s'mores, or you drink your face off and try not to fall in the fire pit, there's
Yes.
really not much.
Correct.
There's not much else.
Unless you bring some kind of a power source, like they make those big blocks where you can charge the block and then you can plug in things and plug it in a fan and like things like that. That I'm okay with. We can make it work.
Sure.
But straight up camping?
No.
No thanks.
Our girl, Victoria, says at Jellystone Park in Eureka, the tents have air conditioning.
I'm in.
Now, that makes more sense.
Victoria, yes, I'm in.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Bacon Wrap Wiener says when glamping at Kentucky Lake last weekend, we were in the water or in the trailer in the AC.
There we go. I'm okay with that.
Gator says the fishing sucks when it's hot too. Yep.
It does. Yeah, even the fish are like, we're not coming up to the top. No.
No. A little too warm up top there. All right. We will save the rest of our six pack until after the Gauntlet because we got a lineup, which means we're going to play the lineup game next. I want to. ESPN. We have a lineup, which means we're going to play the lineup game right now in the fast lane. By the way, if you missed it before, Jordan Walker was placed on the IL. And Jose Fermin was recalled from Memphis. Michael McGreevy was also sent down. And Matt Swanson is coming back up.
Keep going down and up. I thought it was you had to wait.
But to call him back up, you have to wait 15 days.
Yeah, 15 days.
Didn't he just come back up? I'm confused.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Show us, Brendan Donovan.
Look at that guy. Vibrant, handsome, hair.
By the way, Matthew Boyd is the starter tonight for the Cubs. He is a southpaw.
Oh.
One of the two. All right, Mason Wynn here, guys.
Sure.
Yes.
Show us Mason Wynn.
Second! Bring me that up!
Okay, so lefty on the bump. I don't think you're taking Burleson out of the lineup, but are you batting him here?
Yes.
Okay. I just...
If you don't believe...
I don't know if I believe or not.
Throw it out to the table here.
Well, that's what I kind of did. I threw it out to the table to see what you guys would say.
Yeah, Burleson here.
Okay. I would hit him here, but that's me. I'm aggressive like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, show us. Alec Burleson.
I thought I told you I'm the star.
You're lucky, Ollie.
like you're a star and we haven't even opened yet.
Wilson Contreras?
Gotta be.
Why not?
Gotta be.
Show us, Wilson Contreras.
You don't know how to play first base. It's not that hard. Tell him, Wash.
It's incredibly hard.
Hey, anything worth doing is.
So this has been Newt.
It's been Newt.
It should be Newt again.
Hear me
Against
out.
the lefty.
Hear me out.
Just you take Juan Soto out when it's a lefty on the bump.
No, that's a great
Did you
point.
just call Luke Bar Juan Soto?
Well, hold on. And actually, Jamie's right.
What?
It's Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Bryce
Shohei
Harper,
Ohtani.
Shohei.
It's all of those wrapped
Babe
in one.
Ruth, Ty Cobb,
That's
Pete Rose.
who Lars is. You gotta
You gotta
pay
wake
attention
up,
to the
Jamie.
metrics.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's Newt. But go ahead. You guys outvoted me. Go ahead.
I think it's. I don't think it's Newt either.
I think it's Sajasi here.
Sajasi.
that?
I thought he just moved. I would just think he'd move up Arenado. I know Sajasi hit fifth over the weekend one time.
Want me to go through my notes?
No. Okay, so you think Sajasi? I think it's
Sajasi?
I think it's Nolan.
I'm okay with Arenado. I don't think it's Newt.
And you think it's Newt?
I do. He hit a homer.
Oh, we got a problem here, guys. We got a big
We have a
time
three-way problem.
Yes, we do. One
need
of
to
us
come
is
together.
Yeah, one of us is going to have to jump on the other one's bandwagon.
You know what, Anthony? I'll jump on yours. I'll go with Arenado.
Show us.
Nolan Arenado. A lot of people think you get in your mid-30s and your career's over, but like I always say, until they stop scouting, I ain't going to stop playing.
All right, now I don't know what the hell to do.
So, I don't think Gorman's playing.
Newt.
Yeah, Gorman's out.
I think Gorman's
Gorman
out.
Fisherman.
I think Sajasi's in this lineup. Is he here?
You're gonna move Newt down to 7?
Yes. I don't know if Newt's even playing.
Well, who's playing left field?
Donovan, because Sajasi's going to play second base.
Who's your DH?
Gorman.
Gorman. No.
It's a lefty on the
No,
ball.
I said no.
I think either Gorman or Newt is out of this lineup tonight. That's what I
Yeah,
think.
I don't think they're both out. But
Nah, what have they done in the last couple of days?
my vote here is Sajasi. Now, you guys can do what you want with it.
What do you think?
I have no clue. Sajasi.
There you go.
Do it.
He just did it?
Yep, it's on you.
I don't know if I really want to do it. Son of a...
Do it.
Show us Thomas Sajasi.
Richard Dwight.
Oh,
Really?
yes. Gary.
Nothing. I thought I hit his shoulder.
My shoulder doesn't hurt very much, but my face does.
I don't know what he's playing. Second base, maybe?
I don't know.
Donovan in left field?
Maybe Arenado's DHing?
No.
No, probably not with that defense.
You need a center fielder.
I think
You need that D out there.
You need a DH. You need a catcher
If you need a DH, this is Gorman.
against a lefty.
I think Newt's out. It's either Newt or Gorman here.
Why isn't it Fermin?
Because he just
And
got
then
here.
Arenado's playing is the DH. Like
Nope.
Jamie just said.
No, Jamie's.
He just
First of all,
said it.
Jamie is drunk off those
eye drops.
Those eye drops. So
Yeah, special eye drops.
Yeah, they were.
to me, this is either Newt or Gorman.
I think it's Gorman.
You don't like it again.
Show us. Nolan Gorman.
Swings and a miss brought to you by Gorman.
Hang me a curve and I will hit.
You've been sitting over there just frustrated with Jamie and I, and all we're doing is producing winners.
Yeah, but you did it
I
like...
agreed with you for Sajaci. You agreed with him for Arenado. And I agreed with you all for
did.
Okay.
Nolan Gorman. That's how I went.
So this is Poso.
You think it's Poso?
Yeah, because Pages has been he's been catching the last couple days.
Oh, that's right. You can't catch every day?
No.
And the Heat, I bet. I think this is Poso.
Thank you.
Sometimes
you
I
were going
just
to go
have-
sarcastic right there to coach yourself.
No,
You're like, that's not a bad idea.
No, I really thought. As soon as I looked outside, it's sunny, and I know how hot it is. I was like, yeah, thinking about that, like probably give the guy with all the gear on a day off.
A little bit of a break.
I wasn't being sarcastic at all.
I appreciate you.
I figured it out in my own head. I figured it out for me.
For me? No, he's not in the
No,
lineup.
no.
Show
You
us.
had already figured it out.
Poso.
Where did this come from?
In an investigation, details matter.
Hang on, it's not over.
Nice job,
Is this
guys.
Victor Scott?
Yes, sir. Finish it up.
Because why wouldn't it be?
Great.
It's probably somebody like the hamster.
Oh, I forgot about him. Forgot about that guy. How many infielders do they have to play outfield now?
I don't know. A lot.
Several.
Go ahead, CD. We're going to give you the honors.
I
on
hate
this
it. No,
Come on.
You just put something in my head.
You're welcome.
Is Hampson a righty? He bat right-handed or left-handed? Do we know?
He's a righty.
He staltered that.
I actually just pictured, you know what's funny? I pictured his Wikipedia page from yesterday. I'm like, right-hander.
We don't know that for sure. All right.
I think
Victor Scott.
he's a
show
right-hander.
us. He is a right-hander. I looked it up.
Thank you.
You were right. Show us Victor Scott the second.
50-50 shot on the right-handed thing.
You are so wrong.
No!
It's the ham sauce.
I don't know if it's a ham sauce.
Is it ham sauce?
It could be for me.
I think it's the ham sauce.
He's playing center field.
Show us the hamster.
Are you the hamburger?
Yes. Oh, man. We even thought about it.
We did. I was joking, too.
We even thought about the hamster wheel. All right, go ahead, Marsh.
All right, leading off in left field, Brendan Donovan batting second. The shortstop, Mason Wynn. Batting third in right field is Alec Burleson. Your cleanup hitter, first baseman, Wilson Contreras. Batting fifth, third baseman, Nolan Arenado. Batting sixth, second baseman, Thomas Sajaci. Batting seventh, the DH, Nolan Gorman. Batting eighth and catching, Yohel Poso. And batting ninth in center field, Garrett Hampson.
Back. They fair!
Go foul!
I don't believe what I just saw.
Home run.
So nobody had Gorman last night, did they?
No. I did have Newt.
You did.
Did have Newt. Newt is a 2-pointer, Anthony. So you have jumped up from 5 points to 7. But Jamie Rivers still leads with 16. Carey Davis with 13. Anthony, like I just mentioned, you have 7 points, and I have 3.
All right. Give me Wilson Contreras, please.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, terrible.
Sorry, bud.
Terrible of you. Yeah. It's difficult. Give me. I'm gonna go with. Give me Nolan Arenado.
Give me Poso.
Ooh, it's a sneaky good pick. Give me, I'm going to keep trying it. Give me Lars off the bench tonight
Going
when the
for the
righty
10.
comes into the game.
All right. We get a repeat for the Gauntlet.
Oh, yeah.
Round 2.
Yeah, Alex.
Round 2 with Alex. Alex squeaked past Jamie yesterday in round 1.
He did.
Who does he take on in round 2? We'll find out next on 101 ESPN. I heard this the other day, and it is true when you think about it. Your front door says a lot about you or your house. Cracked paint, squeaky hinges. It's not just a door. It really is a first impression into your home. With Mosby Building Arts Summer Sale, you can upgrade your entry door starting at just $79 a month, or take 5% off, or get 12 months with no payments. So visit callmosby.com, schedule your design consultation before June 30th. All you have to do is set up the consultation and have your project on the books to qualify for the $79 a month, the 5% off, or the 12 months with no payments. But with Mosby Building Arts, your home, it's a smart investment. Small updates like just changing out your front door can make a huge impact, both financially and emotionally. So go bold, go modern, go for your summer upgrade. And when it comes to doors aren't just doors. When you're placing doors, you could have issues beneath the surface that Mosby can take care of you. Or maybe it's just a design thing and you just want to make sure that you're going to match the rest of the house and do so tastefully with the rest of so the rest of the neighborhood likes it. Mosby Building Arts, they can handle all of that. They're fantastic. So again, go to callmosby.com to schedule that free consultation before June 30th. Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
Warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
4:05, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. And for round 2 of the Gauntlet, Alex is back. What's up, Alex?
What's going on, guys?
Not much. How'd you sleep last night? Actually, you know what? How was the conversation with your brother, Anthony?
It was, satisfying, but I got one more thing left to do to make sure I have full bragging rights.
Oh, sure.
And that's today.
Was he happy at least with the fact that you got the revenge?
He was happy with the revenge, but he reminded me that he also beat Carey Davis So that should give you a little,
I know where this
give
is
you a little
going.
insight about what's going to happen today. So
Should we just go ahead and do the chant?
Yes.
Alex?
I think so.
all right, let it rip.
Carey Davis.
Good luck, Alex.
Thank you.
All right, CD's going to make his way into the cone of silence. Alex is going to tell Marshy to spin that wheel.
Marshy, spin that wheel.
All right, so I know yesterday you said, what, baseball is what you wanted?
Well, I don't want football today, that's for sure.
Don't want football today. The wheel has spoken, and the wheel says...
Random.
Ooh, completely random. Okay, how do you feel about that?
That's random.
Got to be okay with it. Carey hates random, so.
Yeah, he is not a fan. All right, you're going to get 4 random questions, Alex. Each one worth 2 points. Thank you, Marsh. If you ask for the options, those questions become worth 1 point. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Question 1. The 1939 World's Fair tried to predict what life would be like beyond the 20th century, even unveiling a humanoid robot who could smoke a cigarette while cracking a joke. Where was this extravaganza held?
Well, I guess I'll take the options.
San Francisco, New York City, or Paris?
World's Fair. Let's go with Paris. They smoke a lot of cigarettes there.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right, Alex, question 2. Both black and white rhinoceroses are actually the color what?
Gray. Final answer.
Question number 3. In the mid-1960s, who wrote and recorded the original version of Mr. Tambourine Man?
Options.
Options are Bob Hope, Bob Dylan, or the Isley Brothers.
Well, Bob Dylan. Final answer. Sorry.
Thank you.
All right, last question, Alex. As Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, she ate curds and what else?
Okay, I'll take the options too.
All right, cabbage, cornmeal, or whey?
Curds and... We'll run through the options one more time.
Cabbage, cornmeal, or whey?
Let's go with whey. Final answer.
Along came a spider, sat down beside her, and said, "Hey, what you got in the bowl?"
All right.
Andrew Dice Clay there.
What the hell is that? I've never heard of that.
Let's get...
You've never heard Andrew Dice Clay do those? You should YouTube Andrew Dice Clay does nursery rhymes.
Okay.
You will enjoy it.
Okay.
All right. Carey's making his way back in from the cone of silence. Getting ready to sit down. By the way, we've got NBA Draft Day 1 coverage tonight, starting at 6:30. Jamie will be locked in.
Be right there.
Carey.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Sure.
Your category today is random.
Oh, great.
Random trivia.
Yeah, great.
You can't fake it. Pack a lunch, buddy.
All right.
Question 1. The 1939 World's Fair tried to predict what life would be like beyond the 20th century, even unveiling a humanoid robot who could smoke a cigarette while cracking a joke. Where was this extravaganza held?
1939?
Yeah.
I don't think it matters. World's Fair, you say?
Absolutely.
So anywhere in the world.
That's why it's called the World's Fair.
Yeah. You need a city or a country?
We'll say... Can we say? No. We can say.
Yeah, we can say.
Yeah. City?
Yeah.
Options.
Good idea.
Can't believe it took that long.
San Francisco, New York City, Paris.
New York City, San Francisco, or Paris?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go San Fran. Final answer.
All right, Carey, question 2. Both black and white rhinoceroses.
What?
What did I say?
You read it right.
Let's try that again. Carey, both black
Excuse me?
and white
Okay.
rhinoceroses are actually what color?
Black and white rhino. Gray. Final answer.
Question number 3. In the mid-1960s, who wrote and recorded the original version of Mr. Tambourine Man?
I was thinking about that. Options.
Options are Bob Hope, Bob Dylan, or the Isley Brothers.
Hope it wasn't the Isley Brothers. Mr. Tambourine Man?
Mr. Tambourine Man.
Bob Hope, Bob Dylan, or the Isley Brothers? I don't even know. I've had to hear Mr. Tambourine Man. Oh, the Isley Brothers are the outlier. They ain't done nothing like Bob Hope or Bob Dylan. Isley Brothers, final answer.
All right, Carey, last question. As Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, she ate curds and what else?
Is it whey? No. Curds, and I'm going to know it when I hear it. Oh! Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet eating her curds and... What is whey, though? Why did I feel like that's right? I'm going to be so mad. Options.
Cabbage, cornmeal, or whey?
Got to be more careful. Whey.
Along came a spider.
Final answer.
Sat down beside her and said, "What you got in the bowl?"
Final answer?
Yes. Hey, whey protein? What are we doing? Hey, the hell is whey? Is it like a oatmeal?
I don't know. Yeah.
That's the powder that Jamie got in his eye.
Whey protein.
It's whey protein. Okay, let's go over these. Both black and white rhinoceroses are actually the color. Alex and
Stop
Carey
reading the snake bit.
both said gray. Alex and CD both said gray. Correct answer is...
It's gray.
It's gray. This is one of those where it's like, why am I being tricked on this? No, nice job, guys. Neither of you needed the options. We got a 2-2 tie. As Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, she ate curds and what else? You both said whey. Correct answer is...
It is whey.
Both of you needed the options.
I can't believe
both of you needed the options
Whey
on
is
that
the
one.
right answer. I know
Curds
it.
and whey.
But
Yeah.
what is whey?
For both of you.
Yes.
If you've got kids, I mean,
Maybe Alex.
I know
Maybe
that-
Alex
maybe
is
Alex
young.
doesn't have kids. Right?
Alex, you young? You a young pup?
Depends on what you guys consider young.
Are you under 30?
No.
Then you gotta know.
Do you
this.
have children?
Do you have children?
I do have children, yeah.
Oh my God! I'm disappointed in
Alex.
both of you now.
I've never read them that nursery rhyme.
But you've had to have heard
Little
that.
Miss Muffets.
I knew that one. I knew it.
Did you know it, Marsh?
No.
Oh wow!
I knew it.
Ryder knew
Ryder,
it.
you knew it?
I
Yeah,
knew
of
it. I
course.
knew it right away. Jamie knew it right away. Carey knew it right away.
Wow.
Just took
But he
that.
didn't know
Just didn't believe in himself.
whey, though.
No. The 1939 World's Fair tried to predict what life would be like beyond the 20th century, even unveiling a humanoid robot who could smoke a cigarette while cracking a joke. Where was this extravaganza held? Alex said Paris. Carey said San Francisco. Correct answer is...
New York City.
New York City is a correct answer.
New York City.
So we're still tied 3-3. Comes down to this. In the mid-1960s, who wrote and recorded the original version of Mr. Tambourine Man? Carey went with the Isley Brothers. Alex went with Bob Dylan. Alex.
You have chosen wisely.
It is Bob Dylan.
It's a famous song, too. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me.
Had Carey just gone with Way, we'd be heading to a tiebreaker
Carey,
right
how
now.
you feel about all that?
Right.
Instead, Alex will face either me or Marsh.
Now he's got bragging rights.
Now he's got
The show
bragging
goes
rights.
on.
Yes,
Alex,
sir.
we will call you tomorrow, my man.
Appreciate it,
Nice
guys.
job.
Talk to you
Good job,
tomorrow.
Alex.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
4-3 winner
All right,
today.
guys.
All right. Carey's already assumed
I'm here.
the penalty
He's
box.
already turned his mic on.
Thank
over
you.
there.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Carey, disappointed. You pissed with yourself. Yeah,
I don't think
okay.
we should let you sit this time either.
I don't care.
You don't deserve a
I don't,
seat
I
after
don't
that.
care.
Yeah.
I'll stand.
All right,
Face the damn
we'll
corner.
do the final 3 questions of our 6-pack as Carey is furious with himself. Next on 101 ESPN.
question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com. Must be 21 years of age or older. Drink responsibly.
All right, let's continue the Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. Carey joining us, unfortunately, from the penalty box.
Carey, is that curds or whey that you're eating right there?
Neither.
No?
It's damn yogurt.
My guy, Paul, texted me, said, whey is the remaining liquid after milk has curdled. This is also where whey protein comes from.
There you go, Carey.
Yeah. Carey, mostly bothered by the fact that you absolutely had whey on the mind, and with that correct answer, you would have gone to an OTs.
I'm bothered by that because, but all I couldn't get past the fact, well, whey, why would she? I knew the riddle, like I knew what it was. Whey, and I'm like, whey protein. Little Miss Muppet was trying to bulk up. Like, what was she doing?
She may have been, yeah.
Carb load.
No, what? Yeah. What for? And then it just.
See, what people don't
hard left.
Well, people don't know about this nursery rhyme. Jamie, you do though. Is that Little Miss Muffet is actually pretty tough.
Yeah.
Oh. And she used to fight. She used to actually go camping way back in the day. She used to have to hunt down bears. Maybe a bobcat.
Bear was the largest one, but a lot of smaller animals for sure.
Definitely a fox.
Yes.
Bear. So she used to have to bulk up. And just to make sure that she hunted these animals and had enough strength to get them around the neck.
There's another story about a couple bears actually barging into a house, right? Or maybe it was a little girl.
Oh no, that little girl was
she was the one. She was the one that barged in, right?
She was an absolute thief. Should have been in jail for
beating on the porch.
Yeah. Who just walks into somebody's house?
Bed.
Yeah. Oh, just taking a nap here. Is this your house, Goldilocks?
Where are we?
Yeah, that's a bit of a weird one.
What's the lesson on that one?
Yeah, lock your
breaking
doors.
And entering?
Well, lock your doors first.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. And she wouldn't have been able to do all that stuff.
But that was back in the day. Who knows they had locks?
They had to have some form of lock. Even primitive. But then she probably would have just bypassed that.
She probably would have.
I guarantee that those cabins, because of the bears and things like that, raccoons, probably had like a sliding stick or something that would just...
But that's only from the inside. If you're not home, then how do you lock it?
Well, that's on them then.
Yeah.
Okay, but the bottom line is she's still breaking and entering.
She is. She's guilty of the crime, for sure. I mean, but how old is she? She's probably going to get nothing. She's a minor.
Yeah.
She's going to get a stern talking to. Probably. And the parents have to ground her.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Goldilocks.
They need a ring door.
Maybe the parents are the problem here, though. Let's think about this for a second.
True. Where are they?
Where are they, first of all? Are they partying? Like, what are they doing?
Right.
And why are they not feeding Goldilocks at home?
Great point.
Wow.
Why is she wandering in the woods? By herself?
So she was alone.
Maybe she was really
hungry
tough.
and tired. You're right, Jamie. This is on the folks.
Called Child Protective Services.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All these years, I had no idea. Now it's just the parents.
Good call. Marsh, question 4, please.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Question number 4.
All right, gentlemen, this is called a Sports Six-Pack, but we all invite other questions, of course. From the 636, what would the correct ignition timing be on a 1955 Bel Air Chevrolet with a 327 engine and a 4-barrel carburetor?
That's a BS question. It's a trick question. Come with
Posse traction wasn't offered until much later.
The Utes. Thank you. No more questions, please.
So no answer.
Nope. It's a trick question.
Trick question. Can't answer it.
Fair enough.
Question number 5.
From the Waterboy, Texas State is being invited to play in the Pac-12. What is the point to conferences in sports for colleges?
What's the point of what?
Conferences.
I don't know anymore.
I mean, there's no point outside of the top 3 conferences, really.
I guess, yeah.
And
they
by
changed
that,
the rule.
of course, I'm talking about the SEC, the Big Ten, and the MAC.
Yeah. Why don't they just do away with the conferences?
I'm with you.
Why?
Like at this
Jamie,
point,
you kept the feet moving, and
No,
you
he
let
didn't.
him
He
have.
heard, and now
He said something that you didn't. You let it go.
He did not let it go.
And he was not.
I was thinking about something else.
He agreed.
You just said
the SEC,
the Big Ten.
Big Ten.
yeah,
And the MAC.
yeah.
No.
What?
You don't belong in that conversation.
Well, that's why I said get rid of the conferences.
Actually works very well with what Jamie was saying.
Oh my God.
No, there is no points.
You're right, Carey. It's the Pac-12, SEC,
and
the
MAC.
MAC. Yeah, that's right.
Oh my
MAC,
God.
MAC, yeah.
Yep. Where your national champions come from the last 2 years?
The Big Ten, which is what I said.
I eliminated it.
Jamie eliminated it just to get under.
It's AC, damn it.
I would do away with the conferences. No conference champs.
Yeah,
just
get rid of the Big Ten. I agree.
Based on your schedule, and if you schedule a bunch of cupcakes, then you're gonna be left out.
It's probably heading that way at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't know what Texas State is going to. I don't know what the Pac-12. How many teams does the Pac-12 have? 4?
Probably 4.
They got Stanford.
Washington State.
Stanford. Oregon State.
Yep.
Is that it?
And now Texas State, which is the
Wildcats.
No.
Sycamores.
No.
Generals.
No.
Oh, it has a cat though.
Marsh was
Bobcats.
the closest. Thank you.
Bobcats.
Yeah.
Bobcats.
I knew that.
Go Bobcats. Yeah.
We don't know
Question number
Anthony
6.
could just be lying.
I'm not
No, I think he's right. No, it's a cat logo.
Thank you, Marsh.
From 314, do you think it's important for the Blues to pick up more physicality this offseason or more skill?
Yes. Sam Bennett sure would be great.
more important.
I don't think it's going to happen, but anyways, no, I don't know. I think the Blues have plenty of physicality based upon the way they played that last part of the season and the way they kind of bullied Winnipeg around there in the first round. I think the physicality is fine. Would I have been okay with adding like a Trent Frederick, which can't do now? Yes, I'd be okay with that. Would I be okay with Sam Bennett? Yes. Like, it'd be nice to get a little bit of both. But yeah, I mean, right now I think the skill position that you're looking for is a second line center iceman. If that's the case, you don't have too many centers out there that are like Sam Bennett. So I go with the skill on that one.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Is the NL Central turning into a bit of an arms race? And could the Cardinals actually be on the outside looking in? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Cheap, cheap, fun, fun. Let's get dirty all summer long with my friends over at Dirt Cheap. Always have amazing deals going on. And maybe you got the pool in the backyard. Maybe there's a grad party. Maybe you're just going to the lake or a float trip. Whatever it is, they are your one-stop party shop. They've got great tequilas, great beers available. So many with great deals, too. Busch Light, Modelo, Corona. You got your Twisted Teas and your Cutwater and the Natty Light always available. They've got everything that you want in bourbons, too. That's where I do all of my shopping, is through Dirt Cheap. They carry all the best in the business. Don't be fooled by Dirt Cheap. That's the price, not the product. Get in there, check it out. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. While you're there, download the app, too, by the way. There's rewards for that. So you spend some money at Dirt Cheap, they kick it back to you, and some rewards that are available on the app. You can also visit their website, cheapcheapfunfun.com. Again, that's cheapcheapfunfun.com. But when you get the app, that allows you to order ahead for curbside pickup or delivery. And sometimes they have the drive-thru available. Not every location, but they do have a couple that have the drive-thru available. So really, there's no excuse. Next time you're having a party, a get-together, anything for that matter, visit my friends over at Dirt Cheap. Remember to have fun, but be careful out there.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Matt Swanson and Jose Fermin have been recalled from Memphis. Michael McGreevy has been optioned to Memphis, and Jordan Walker has been placed on the 10-day IL for appendicitis, retroactive to June 23rd. The Cardinals take on the Cubs tonight after winning 8-7 last night. Eric Fetty will be on the mound tonight for the Redbirds. Matthew Boyd for the Cubs. First pitch tonight is at 6:45. We'll talk with Brad Thompson in about 10 or so minutes, so stay tuned for that. But coming up next is the NL Central turning into an arms race. We'll discuss that right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. I don't know if you guys have seen some of the pitchers that are pitching right now in the National League Central. But they're pretty good. And young.
Oh, name one.
Paul Skeens.
Yeah, Cardinals crush him.
That is true. That's a good call.
He's a bum.
He also has
Against the Cardinals.
He also has the lowest ERA in baseball and almost a lock to
How many
win
wins
National League
against the Cardinals?
None.
That's all that matters.
Reds rookie Chase Burns
I'm just saying, eventually he's going to win one.
You don't know that to be true.
French toast.
You don't think he's ever going to beat the Cardinals?
No. Right now, it seems like it's just no chance.
All right. You're right.
Based on the trends that Jamie just threw out there, no, I don't think so.
Not having a great year this year.
Paul Skeens?
I'd take him.
Against the Cardinals?
In general.
Lowest ERA in baseball?
Well, he's 4-7. That's his record. No, you don't care about
He's
that.
pitching for the worst team.
That don't allow any runs. He allowed 4 today.
Oh my God!
If your team is that bad, you gotta throw no hitters.
We're talking cherry picking. We're talking.
You gotta throw no hitters.
Oh man!
Reds rookie Chase Burns struck out 8 Yankees in his debut last night, and we've already seen Brewers' newest star, potentially Jacob Mizorowski. Cardinals saw him in that debut, and he was pretty good. Threw 5 no-hit innings before he got hurt.
Before he tripped over his foot.
Yeah. Shouldn't have been standing there.
Ankle.
Pirates have Paul Skeens. Cubs have Cade Horton at some point. You know, if the NL Central turns into an arm race, do you think the Cardinals are going to be on the outside looking at?
Right now they are.
Yeah. All three.
They got Libertor.
Okay. All those guys are 23 and under. Well, 23 or younger.
And Matthew Libertor's pitching well, but
we got Palante.
I wouldn't say that he's in that category, guys.
No,
he's not. I know he's not in that category. So the Cardinals' only hope is that like Quinn Matthews or Takeo Roby are one of those guys that in a year or two are the next up and coming, number 1 guy in a rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Takeo Roby's having a hell of a year, but
yeah, he looks good.
He looks really good.
He's throwing his fastball about 96 with location. He's got a nasty little slider. Yeah,
he's moving up pretty quick. So is Quinn Matthews. Quinn Matthews was pitcher of the week last week, AAA. So like the Cardinals do have some help on the way, but are they to the level of what we're talking about? Like, I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not.
And I think that's going to matter. I mean, you got Sonny Gray who has the swing and miss stuff, but those guys that you just named in your division, probably all. Skeens is already an ace, but all of those guys potentially be aces for their organization at some point. That could be a little bit troubling if you got to face those guys to start a series off at some point during a series, knowing that they have good stuff, they have good velocity, they have swing and miss stuff. It's going to be a difficult task. You can not that you count that as a game that you're not going to be able to compete in, but that's going to be a tough game for you to compete in when you're playing those guys.
Somebody mentioned Tink Hence. Yeah. Hopefully, Tink Hence.
He's on the mend there. I think he pitched a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago.
Yeah, he had been hurt. Now he's back. Tink Hence has potentially the biggest, the highest ceiling of any Cardinals pitching prospect, but it's just a matter of him staying healthy and being able to locate and all that fun stuff. The good news here is that the Pirates are probably going to trade Paul Skeens at some point. That's the good thing about the Pirates. When you play in a division with a team like Pittsburgh, and they have something good, you know they're going to get rid of it sooner.
At some point?
Absolutely.
Why do you say that, Anthony?
Oh, only because they've done it forever.
Oh, okay. Give me one example.
Jamison Taillon.
I was going to say Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole.
All right.
Andrew McCutchen.
He came back, though.
He did come back. Yeah.
That's good. He's a lifer.
Nice. He's a lifer. He's in prison.
Oh.
Might be.
Kind of.
It's baseball prison. Isn't that crazy? Though, same city. It wouldn't be considered football prison or hockey prison.
No.
But baseball prison for sure.
But the hockey and the football team actively try to win.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's way different.
It's way different.
Yeah.
Will it matter? Does it matter?
Do you think it's a coincidence, or do you think it's on purpose that all 3 teams have the exact same colors?
I think it's on purpose. I think it's well thought out.
By design.
Yeah, because it's not owned by the same people either.
No, true.
Makes sense.
Now, the Pittsburgh Penguins in the earlier years were blue. Blue-white. Yeah.
I think I've seen those blue. Did they have
an actual penguin
throwback uniform?
They have a couple of years ago. They broke it out. But so at some point, the Penguins changed to the black and gold.
It doesn't make sense that an actual penguin is black and white.
Yeah.
With a yellow or orange beak.
Yeah.
Why would a penguin be blue?
Well, pirates aren't black and white and yellow.
Some are. There's black pirates. There's white pirates.
Any yellow look like, Anthony?
I think I saw that.
That's dumb.
Let me see.
In fact, I think
pretty sure
Crosby,
light blue. Yeah, I
was
remember
wearing that in the Winter Classic when he scored the shootout goal, I believe.
I remember seeing that.
Who did you do it against, Marsh?
That would be the Buffalo Sabres
What
and
goalie?
Ryan Miller.
Yes, former St. Louis Blue.
And that was
kid's
in
scary
Buffalo, 2008, the AMP Winter Classic.
Yeah.
Sponsored by AMP.
Gentle snow at the same time.
Nice. Yeah.
That's sick.
All right, we didn't accomplish a damn thing in that segment. Let's talk to Brad Thompson, bring a little respectability to this program. BT next on 101 ESPN. Jamie, quick question for you. When you were looking at the dream home for you,
Yes.
who'd you call? Get that loan?
First phone call I made was to our guy, Stewie, with Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation.
Now, the other day when you were asking me in the office, hey, when's the best time to refi? What did I tell you?
He said, call Stewie.
Yeah, I go, why are you looking at me? You already have the guy at Stewie. Did you forget?
Yeah, but you called Stewie as well.
I certainly did. I love Stewie. I called him on his personal cell phone number, which is the same number you called him on and the same number we're about to give you, because when it comes to Stewie, if you're looking for a home loan like Jamie was, if you had a question about refi like I did, or you're looking at maybe a debt consolidation program, call Stewie. He can help. 314-324-4440.
Again, that's 314-324-4440.
So when you call him, tell him Jamie and Anthony from 101 ESPN, we're talking about you. But Jamie, there's so many other reasons to give Stewie a call right now if you're looking to save money over the course of a loan.
Yeah, just any financial question at all, call Stewie. He's going to find a way to help you, as he did with me. And he tried to help you out, just wasn't the right timing for you.
And he told me, hey, not the right time.
Yeah, and that's because he's honest. He got that old school customer service. So, again, give him a call on his personal cell phone number. If you can't remember that number,
you can always Google the Bega Loan.
NMLS number 226715.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
My name is Dan. I was injured in a car accident. I don't know how any of this works. I'd never been hit like this before. Brown and Crouppen has been there for me from day one. They came out, met at my house. It was more about me as an individual. It was more about taking care of me. It was more about representing me. And that feels great.
Here for you whenever and wherever you need us. Call Brown and Crouppen now.
This is the Fast Lane. We're hanging with Brad Thompson on 101 ESPN.
Hanging breaking ball from Brad Thompson. And boy, does he get a swing on it. Lift and separate and see you later.
Hanging with BT is sponsored by St. Luke's, ranked top 2% in the nation for cardiac surgery by Health Grades. Visit stlukes-stl.com.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head right to the Callier and Thompson phone line. We're going to talk to our guy, Brad Thompson of the FanDuel Sports Network. Of course, BT, a 2006 World Series champion. Most importantly, our great friend. What's up, BT?
What's up, fellas? We having a little fun over there today, or what?
Oh, you're damn right we are, especially the way these Cardinals are performing. What happened with the who told the Cardinals to turn up the power? Whose idea was that? It's brilliant.
Now. No, that's what they do. Yeah, Brant Brown just told them lift and separate. That's all you got to do now, boys. Swing for the fences. I think that's been the game plan. No, it's been fun, man. Hitting home runs at a torrid pace. What is it? 7 home runs in the series, 6 of them 2-run shots. It's been awesome.
It's amazing. So you brought up Brant Brown. I feel like a lot of the players have, and I know we've asked you similar questions before, but can you put into words what Brant Brown has unlocked with certain players who are heaping praise on Brant Brown and his specific game management, or his game plans, I should say?
No, I think the biggest key, Anthony, and I know that Alec Burleson has talked about this with the media. Other guys have too. It's the individualized game plan. Like we've all been in meetings in various sport where it's like this guy does this and we'll do that. Where we are all different, right? So. I've been in pitching meetings before in some places where it's like, this guy hates the cutter on his hands. Like, should I invent one, or what can I do? What can I do maybe in a spot? And that's where, like, for me, Brant Brown really shines. By the way, I did try to invent, just quick sidebar, I tried to invent a cutter one time. I threw it one time in a Major League Baseball game against a tough switch hitter. I figured, why not? Like, this is the time. Let's get in on the hands of a guy that maybe you've heard of, Chipper Jones.
Oh, no.
In Atlanta, Chipper Jones, cutter from the sinker guy. Like, he'll never see it coming. He saw it coming, guys. He saw it. And he turned on it, and he almost knocked over the right field wall. Easy stand-up double. So that's when I decided, let's not make up pitches on a fly. Let's just try to stick with what we're good at. But going back to the what's that, Anthony?
I was just going to ask you real quick. Like, what was the biggest name that you allowed to hit a home run off you?
Allowed. David Ortiz was a big one, which led to another event that we've talked about quite a few times.
Is that when you blacked out?
Where that's the one.
Okay.
And I guess that's happened many a times to me, but this one by my own hand did it. That one. Jim Thome, another Hall of Famer.
Sure.
He got me.
Oh boy.
That's about it. When I told you guys about the one with Derek Lee, may not be the biggest name, very good player, but he's gotten me the most exposure out of all of them because he got me on that episode of ER.
That's
I think
right.
We've talked about this.
Yeah.
They play that the Make-A-Wish kid who's like, "Hey, could you hit a home run for me, Derek?" And he's like, "I'll try, buddy." And then it shows me flicking in a breaking ball, and then him hitting it onto Waveland, and the kid clapping. That was anytime that's on, I know because it gets sent to me a lot of times.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, fans are the best. Anyways, going back to the individualized attack plan, you got to have that, man. Like, it's so nice to know. It's like, hey, this is what you're going to do. You're going to try to shoot it the other way if you are so-and-so. Well, if you're Alec Burleson, you're saying, hey, top of the zone. Like, you let that fly. That's okay. You can go after this one. Like, each guy has a different way to attack every pitcher out there. And, look, it's time-consuming to come up with a plan for each and every one of the guys. And certainly it's not just Brant Brown that's doing this. Brandon Allen, BA is big in on this. They've got so many different guys. Packy Elkins is there's so many people working on that offensive side of the ball. But Brant Brown's the new hitting coach. He's going to get a lot of the love, and rightfully so. But it's being able to attack every pitcher that comes in, and it changes for every hitter. And one of the biggest things that I love that this hitting staff does is holds their guys accountable throughout the game. And I think that we've talked about this, but it's still continuing, obviously, right now, where you might have a guy that it's 2-0 and he flails at a breaking ball away. And afterwards, they'll come back in, and Brant will say, hey, dude, you told me that your plan of attack was middle in, and you weren't going to go on anything that wasn't middle in until you had 2 strikes. What happened? And it just checks you, right? It resets you. Because in this game, if you make an adjustment from at-bat 2 to at-bat 3 against the same guy, that ends up being a big, big deal. And you know how quickly things can change. So I just feel like they do a good job of game planning and then checking themselves along the way.
BT, a little bit of a different avenue here. And look, this player not having the offensive season that he's had in past years. But I'm watching Nolan Arenado, and I don't think I can ever appreciate enough how good defensively this guy is. But overall, watching him play, we talked about it earlier, he looks like he's having more fun playing baseball. And I think that it's kind of wearing off, too, on, like, the teammates around him.
Oh, I 100% agree with that, Jamie. He is having fun. You can tell by the way that he's playing. You can just tell the passion that he has with the way that he does stuff. He makes some plays. Like, the play to end the game was one of the best freaking plays I've seen. Like, there were so many variables that go into that. Guys, I think that there are probably 29 other third basemen in the league that are going to glove that ball in that spot. Because if that gets past you, that run is going to score, and then we have a tied game. He doesn't care. He is going for the throat. He's going for the jugular. He's taking a nice jamming it into their eye, into their brain, and killing them with a play like that, a la Army. So, like, that was ridiculous. And you're right, he's having fun with it. Yeah, the offensive numbers, while, by the way, getting a lot better here over the last month, maybe don't look like Arenado levels from the past. Defensively, he's a rock. And when you see that guy doing stuff like that, well, it pumps you up as a ball club, right? You're a young player. You want to do what the grizzled vet, the future Hall of Famer, is doing. I'm glad to see this happening for him. Obviously glad to see the Cardinals winning games, 2.5 games out behind the Cubs. And Nolan Arenado's got a ton to do with that.
That play he made was amazing. The play that he made where he knocked the ball down and picked it up on one hop, and I think it was Suzuki. He almost threw out. That was, I think, just as amazing, if not more amazing, than the play at the end of the game.
Dude, that one looked like, had he have gotten him, you remember those, like, and one mixtapes back in the day where it's like, hot sauce, like, it looked like he was just figuring out different ways to get people out. Line drive, slap that down, bounce it once. Like, it was silly. But his instincts are next level. His ability to throw on the run is unlike anybody you've ever seen. He's got fast twitch like crazy. Like, he's got everything that you want out of a premier defender, and he is still a threat and hitting the balls harder and harder now at the bat. So, yeah, you're right, Carey. That play was ridiculous. It was a half a step the difference there on Suzuki. And he was about 7 or 8 feet in foul territory when he threw the ball.
He was. You all had Matthew Liberatore on during the game yesterday about his performance on Monday. Just talk to me about what you saw from him. 7 innings pitched. He got out of that bases-loaded jam. How impressed are you with what Matthew Liberatore has been doing this year?
Yeah, first of all, damn near got him to smile. I tried. I wanted to. He was stone-facing us. He's such a good kid, and I'm so happy to see the growth of Matthew Liberatore. And maybe a couple of years ago, in that situation with the bases loaded, maybe that implodes right there. You know, maybe that just goes awry. He comes in, makes a big pitch, and then you get a great double play there behind him. What you're seeing is, and he talked about yesterday, is like that attitude, that poise is just different. He's got a confidence that maybe he didn't have in the past, at least at this level, and a conviction in each and every pitch, and then a shorter memory. Like, there's nothing you can do with the pitch that you threw a minute ago, the double in the gap, or all the stuff that just happened to load the bases. That stuff is done. And when you let that snowball on you and you try to take it into the next pitch and you try to make it better or nastier or perfect, that's where you end up getting in real trouble. And he does a really nice job of not falling into that. At 25 years old, I think he's only going to get better and better. He's going to learn how to utilize his arsenal in different ways. I'm sure he'll add pitches. He'll tinker with grips. He's a student of the game. but I'm so happy to see what he's been able to do, and it hasn't been all perfect this year, too. His last two have been really good. He had those 3 in a row where he had an ERA north of 10. To me, it just shows that you're going to have some ups and downs, but he can get back to where he needs to be.
Brad Thompson joining us right now on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. BT, you helped the Cardinals win a World Series in 2006. You know what a championship team looks like. You also, of course, were able to follow, in some respects, the Cardinals in 11 when they won, and they got back in 14 or 13, whatever it was. We're going to have a conversation talking about the Cardinals and elements of a championship team and what they have and what they're still missing. If I were to ask you that question, what elements do they have that is, World Series contender, and what elements are they still missing?
Yeah, that's a great question, Anthony. And on the terms of, first of all, thank you for bringing me up as a World Series champion. I got a text from Albert earlier today, actually said, "Hey, Brad, thanks for that ring in 06." I thought that was nice. Like, thinking about me.
That's so nice to think of you.
In a moment. Yeah, like while he was on his yacht. That was really nice of him. So it really is a good question, right? Because we know this, when it comes to the postseason, you get hot, you're good to go. Like, that's just kind of how it is. But when I do think about postseason juggernauts, I think about 1-2 punch in a rotation. I think about aces. I think about swing and miss. We know that is something that the Cardinal staff, in large part, does not have a ton of. Sonny Gray can be one of those guys, certainly, and you're paying him to do that. Who's that second guy? Could it evolve to be Matthew Liberatore? That gives you that more swing and miss in the postseason, because ball in play, there's a lot of variables, a lot of tight sheets happen in the postseason. So if you could have a little bit of that, I think that's an element maybe they're missing. What they do have from a championship mindset standpoint, they have the ability, and I mean this in the best possible way, they don't care. Like, this club can come out and give up 5 runs in the 5th inning or whatever it is, and the next half inning, they're locked back in. Like, they are so hyper-focused on what they're doing on every at-bat, on every play, on every pitch. That is a championship mindset. And defensively, they're a better defending ball club in terms of outs above average than anybody else in baseball. Defense plays in the postseason. You got guys making the big plays, making the right decisions with the baseball, hitting the cutoff man. Like, all of those little things play from a championship level. I think that if you're talking about one thing that they're missing, is swing and miss. And that swing and miss could be used in the bullpen, and certainly the swing and miss could be used in the rotation as well if you're looking to add pieces. And you guys know this is the managers, it is the coaches, it is the players' goal to put as much pressure as they can on the front office to say, hey, we deserve this. Can you add to this group? Can you add to this core? So it's going to be really interesting to see what it looks like down the stretch. I am interested, though. What did you guys come up with? What were some of the characteristics that you think that they're missing or they have?
I think missing is still another top end pitcher. Yeah. I think that the elements that you highlighted, I completely agree with the defense. I have never seen a World Series winner have a terrible defense. I mean, maybe I'm overlooking one, BT, but I've never seen it. And I think that when it comes to the bullpen, I think the elements are there, and maybe if they can add another high leverage bullpen piece, I think that would be another one where you'd say, okay, hey, this is part of the championship pedigree, so to speak. The other thing I would say too is that they're not overly reliant on 1 or 2 guys in their offense. Like you mentioned, they're balanced offensively and they're never out of it.
I think that those are great points. And the additions that you're talking about, I wholeheartedly agree upon. I think it is good to not have that one star. Yeah, you want a guy like Albert, if you can get him, who, 20 years later will send you a text and say, thanks for that.
So nice.
Series. Yeah, you want a guy like that. But right now, that balance has served this team very well.
BT, you played alongside a number of Hall of Famers. You was talking about Albert Pujols for one of them. I mean, will be a Hall of Famer, that's for sure. Your guy Fredbird into the Mascot Hall of Fame. How do you feel about that? How does Fredbird feel about that? And do you feel like you've had a part in it?
Yeah. Did you get a text from him?
First of all, no. This is all Fredbird, 100%. Been doing it for a long time, and look, I'm proud of him because he puts a lot of heart and sweat. And look, if you couldn't kill Fredbird in the last couple of days of heat, you're not going to kill him because he is pretty amazing at what he does. Pretty cool moment for him. I know he's pumped up. I am really looking forward to the speech of Fredbird because all my years of knowing him, he hasn't been a big talker. He's kind of a close to the vest type guy.
Get a couple of drinks in him, maybe.
Oh, right. Wet his beak a little bit.
Yeah, you know, buddy.
Then all of a sudden he's chirping at everybody. So look, I am pumped up for my boy though. I hope to be at the induction when it happens.
Now I'm just picturing Fredbird like on the dugout in the game.
Sauced up a little bit. Let me tell you what I think of you.
The green seats.
Yes. Yeah. Just going after him. BT, you're the best, man. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you again next week, and keep these Cardinals hot, man.
Hey, but they have been fun. I'm looking forward to the next two, then off to Cleveland. So I will talk to you boys next week, and thanks for having me.
See you, brother. Take care.
All right, see you guys.
That's Brad Thompson. Man, he's funny.
He never fails.
Albert texting him. Thank you for the World Series ring. Good stuff.
You need everybody.
Absolutely.
You sure do.
Yeah, you do. All right. Biggest question of the day actually relates to the question I just asked BT, so we'll get deeper into it next on 101 ESPN.
Baseball's Derek Lee guest stars on an all-new ER.
biggest question of the day. Brought to you by Mentality. Our patients experience a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Reclaim your health at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
5:06, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, and it's time for the biggest question of the day. It's the one I actually asked BT because I wanted his thoughts on it because I thought it'd play well with what we're going to do for the biggest question of the day. So do the Cardinals have any of the elements to be a World Series or pennant contender? Because we got the text yesterday. It was a well thought out text. After we said that they're National League Central contenders, the text said, hey, they're not actually that far out of being one of the top teams in the National League. Why wouldn't they qualify as a pennant contender or World Series contender? Thought about it more and said, okay, well, what do I consider to be those elements to be a contender? We asked Brad Thompson that. We also asked him what's missing from the Cardinals. So here's his answer before we give yours.
When it comes to the postseason, you get hot, you're good to go. Like, that's just kind of how it is. But when I do think about postseason juggernauts, I think about 1-2 punch in a rotation. I think about aces. I think about swing and miss. We know that is something that the Cardinal staff, in large part, does not have a ton of. Sonny Gray can be one of those guys, certainly, and you're paying him to do that. Who's that second guy? Could it evolve to be Matthew Liberatore? That gives you that more swing and miss in the postseason. Because ball in play, there's a lot of variables, a lot of tight sheets happen in the postseason. So if you could have a little bit of that, I think that's an element maybe they're missing. What they do have from a championship mindset standpoint, they have the ability, and I mean this in the best possible way, they don't care. Like, this club can come out and give up 5 runs in the 5th inning or whatever it is, and the next half inning, they're locked back in. Like, they are so hyper-focused on what they're doing on every at-bat, on every play, on every pitch. That is a championship mindset. And defensively, they're a better defending ball club in terms of outs above average than anybody else in baseball.
So I completely agree with BT on what they're missing and what they currently have. I added, when he threw it back at us, I added the fact that offensively, while yes, they feel like they're never out of it, I think it's important that they're not overly reliant on one or two guys. Their entire lineup at times have been hot. In fact, right now, I think their entire lineup is hot. So they're nice and balanced. But for you guys, what elements do they have? What elements are they missing?
Yeah, for me, they've got great team defense. I think that's a given. And I go back to what you said. They need another automatic in the rotation to where, like, game 1 and 2 is Sonny Gray and player X, Y, or Z, and then Liberatore 3. And, like, if you don't have that other guy, it's tough to do anything. Like, Liberatore's pitching really well, but where will he be? Like, at some point, he's probably got to hit an innings max here. He's never pitched this much in any major league season that I know of, or any league. So at some point, he's going to, maybe he doesn't hit his max, but maybe he gets a little fatigued. I don't know. Are you really rolling out Sonny Gray, Matthew Liberatore against whomever in the playoffs? Like, what if it's the Padres or the Dodgers, for that matter?
Sure. Or the Phillies.
Or the Phillies,
or
even whatever. So that's what I think.
Yep.
I don't want to sound like a hater. I think the teams that are in front of them collectively are better teams right now. You talk about the Dodgers, you talk about the Mets, the Cubs. They seem to be playing very well with them, so maybe not the Cubs. You have a chance to win your division, but I think the teams outside of this division, and I think that's something that we've talked about for a while, that this division is the easiest in the National League. Is that fair to say? Would you say that it's easier than the East?
Easiest in the National League to win?
Yes. Easier than the East, easier than the West?
There's nothing truer that you could speak right now than to say the NL Central, Carey, is the easiest division to win in the National League.
Okay, so with that being said,
what I'm saying is it's a pure fact.
All right, thank you.
Is what you're saying.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
The Phillies.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, he broke it down in a way that made a lot of sense. The Phillies, the Mets, The Dodgers, the Padres, I know they're behind the Cardinals right now, but I think overall they probably have a better team. And I said this team a couple of weeks ago, and you laughed at me. Laughed in my face. Oh, you're talking about the team that lost 7 in a row, 8 in a row? They're 7-3. In the last 10, 10-4 in the last 14.
The Atlanta Braves.
The Atlanta Braves.
I didn't laugh at you.
You did laugh at me.
Well, you laughed at me when I brought up the fact that you overlooked the Giants.
I laughed at you when you talked about Sam Darnold, and that's it. But I was not alone.
No, I
was not alone.
Sometimes
a lot of people left.
Sometimes you touch an upper echelon of opinion, thought that some people can't get to.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't think it was that time though.
I don't think so either, Jamie. Jamie, when you're right, I'm with you when you're right. I don't think that was a time.
That's true. That was the moment.
I was
hey, you were so high out there.
I was so high.
Yeah, you were high as hell.
You know Panama Red.
I don't know. It'd have to be pretty high.
Yeah,
I bet you would.
So I don't know. I don't know in the grand scheme of things if they are. I think they are working their way there, but I don't know if they are a NL pennant.
All right. So what I could get out of that, and Marsh, I'm dying to hear your opinion as well. But Carey, what I'm hearing is that you have you don't think they have any elements in ever.
No, I think they have elements. I think they
Just
have
not
some
good ones. You said.
No, I think they have some good elements. I don't think that those elements translate to being
what elements?
What elements, Carey?
You talking about the defense?
Arsenic?
No.
It's an element.
That is an element.
It is.
Oxygen? That's an element.
Iron,
yeah. Calcium.
So you're thinking they probably have enough iron and calcium to find
more than enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marsh?
I just have a question because, we talk about the NL Central being like the easiest division.
Yeah.
Is it though, based on the records of the rest of the National League? Mm-hmm. Because I'm looking at right now the Cardinals, if they were in the NL East, they're only 3 games.
Yeah, but they'd be playing NL East teams more too.
Yeah, but barely because the schedule is different now.
Yeah, I agree. It's not totally.
The schedule's different. The Cincinnati Reds have 42 wins. They're in 4th place in the NL Central. That's 1 less win than the San Diego Padres, who are 1 game out of a wild card spot. Miami, 32 wins. Washington, 33 wins. Mm-hmm. The Braves, they only have 37 wins. They're in 3rd place in the NL East. I think the Central, at least this year, is looking better than it ever has been in the past few years.
But Carey asked to win it.
To win it all.
You're saying...
Okay, the Cubs are only 1 game behind the Phillies.
You're saying top to bottom, it might be a stronger division than what we're suggesting, right? But to win it, I think, hands down, I think the NL Central is still the easiest to win out of the other 3. The Dodgers are still on a 100-win streak here, and the Giants are only 4.5 games back of them.
Well, I understand that, but what I'm saying is the Cubs have 1 less win than the Phillies.
Okay.
So
Fair.
What makes the Phillies so much that much better than the Cubs if they only have 1 more win?
I would say the fact that
unless you're looking at underlying statistics,
they've got a deeper lineup.
That's fair.
I think
the Braves have a pretty good lineup, and they have 37 wins. They're under 500.
The Braves are a little banged up too.
They are.
I don't think. I agree with Carey.
Healthy now.
I agree with Carey that the Braves are going to figure it out. The Mets have one of the best pitching staffs in baseball.
Yeah, let's see what they're 1-9 in their last 10 games.
Yeah. Cubs are 4-6. Your Cubs are only 4-6, and they've dropped two straight against the Cardinals.
Like how you said that.
I don't like how you're saying it.
I don't like how you said that at all. Actually, in fact, that's not factually correct. So we'll
you bring up a good point.
I'm just saying. I think the NL Central this season, and I don't think this is a stretch, is the best it's been in a few years.
That I agree with. If
that's the best it's been.
Marsh, if that is your statement, then I agree with it.
And I'm saying the Cardinals are right there in the mix. So why shouldn't we believe that they have the intangibles to be one of the better teams in the National League?
I don't think they have the top end pitching.
And that's okay. That's fair.
To me, it comes back to that. What is your 1-2? Because you're going to have a 3-game series, right? Or 5-game series. I've got to win 3. Or the first series is best of 3.
Best of 3. Unless you get the bye.
So you get you get into a best of 3, and you're facing another team's 1-2 compared to what you have. And this is no disrespect, because right now the Cardinals pitching staff has been better than we have expected. But in a short series, 3-game series, or in a 5-game series, I don't know if the Cardinals right now compete with the Phillies, the Mets, the Dodgers.
Pretty tough.
That's all.
They've won series against all 3 of those teams.
Okay. Can I retry this?
I'm just saying. Can
I do the Stalter thing?
Yeah.
I think what Marsh is trying to say, and I agree with him, is that this Cardinals team cannot and will not be stopped.
Ever.
Lord of the Rings now.
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Order.
Actually,
They are the Lord of the Rings.
I've actually been watching Lord of the Rings.
Yeah?
I have. I restarted it. It's pretty good. You know, they're on their way to Mordor right now, and I mean, granted, they've been on their way to Mordor for all 3 of the movies. But,
Sure.
I mean, it looked like it was right over the horizon. Somehow they keep getting lost. But
without a movie, though,
well, there's 3 of them.
They gotta get lost several times along
They
the
went
way.
in circles and a lot of other things happen.
If the Cardinals were an Avenger, would they be Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel? What, show up for the best part of the movie and then go away
And
for
dominate
20 movies?
Yeah. I'm just talking about strength and overall killing ability, stuff like that.
I don't know if she...
Would they be Thanos?
The Cardinals?
Yeah.
No, the Cardinals aren't. That's the Dodgers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah. How'd that work out for
I'm
you?
just trying to gauge where we're at with the Cardinals and their abilities. That's all.
I think the Cardinals are more like Ant-Man. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, very important character.
Really?
I don't think.
You kidding me? Are you serious right now? He's the whole reason why.
He's very important. He is.
He's super
very
important.
He is.
And he's funny.
And he's self-deprecating, and he's highly aware of himself. He's very self-aware. I don't know if the Cardinals are Ant-Man.
So you think they're more?
Yeah. I think they're more.
I don't know.
Well, clearly you don't know. You don't watch them.
Iron Man?
No, it's a little
Too much?
Too much, yeah.
Phillies are Iron Man, probably.
I'm never going to get those last few minutes back in my life ever.
You weren't even listening.
No, not at all.
He wasn't.
Not at all. I'm here to talk sports.
You're talking sports. You know what, Anthony?
Don't you dare, 314. Don't you dare.
They're the Winter Soldier. You want to know why?
Yeah.
Because they were bad for a little bit.
Yeah.
And now they're good.
Now they're good.
And you like them.
I do. It's perfect. It's a perfect fit. See, Jamie, we got there.
Yeah.
All right. Have St. Louis sports fans found their villain? We found ours. It's Jamie. Talk about it next on 101 ESPN.
was the third out of the inning. The last couple innings, they've been out there a long time, but you got to know how many outs there are.
I didn't do a good job of playing the game of baseball today, so.
That is Pete Crow Armstrong. The audio courtesy of the Marquee Sports Network, as Boog Shambi was on the call there. Not great from Pete Crow Armstrong last night. We didn't even talk about that play.
We didn't do our exit survey.
No, we didn't. Why didn't we do the exit survey?
Why didn't we?
Yeah, I came back
from our kudos. We didn't give.
I came back from New York.
Biggest criticism.
Carey, I'm glad you brought this up.
I was waiting. I was
ready for it too.
I had my storyline.
What happened?
I came back from New York.
Okay, let's throw me under the bus again.
I came back from New York and the exit survey was gone. I thought, okay.
We literally did it yesterday.
And you didn't do it Monday.
We didn't do it Monday.
Just thinking to myself, I'm like,
we didn't do it Friday either. Marsh didn't want to do it
I
Friday.
was working. I had my storylines.
These guys got rid of it.
My biggest kudos.
Yeah.
Jamie probably deleted it.
It's possible. He does go on a deleting spree and just.
That's normally me.
Well, ordinarily, I'm not the one deleting the stuff.
I'm usually the one that deletes.
Even
goes
as I was
into our...
doing it, I'm like, am I doing this right?
Yeah.
Am I deleting it, or did I just email it to somebody?
So to provide some backstory, I hate when radio shows are, they're talking about something.
Better.
It's vague, right? So let's bring them behind the curtains here. What?
No, I agree. Let's go.
We have a Google Doc where all of us throw all of our ideas into it, right? Jamie yesterday completely erased one of Carey's topics. Carey got in and he's like, hey, I had the one about the NFL coaches. And,
I don't know. I was deleting earlier.
Marsh and I were like, honestly, it's not us this time. The only other culprit was Jamie. And I said, Jamie he was on that doc a lot today. So, you want to erase some Jamie's. Anyways.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Marsh, you hate Pete Crow Armstrong. You find him annoying, and you think he's a villain.
I wouldn't say I hate the man. That's
a
strong word, but...
You didn't hate him. He picked him.
All right, you're annoyed by him.
I am annoyed by him. He was getting a lot of crap thrown at him on the internet last night by Cardinals fans, and I found it quite amusing. I don't really like the stars that are on his head. I think it is tacky. But he plays with a lot of swagger. He kind of has that, just thing that I just don't like about him. And I think it's probably because he plays for the Cubs. So I'm wondering if he is now becoming
smug, arrogant,
the next villain for St. Louis fans.
Ooh.
And something like that, like dropping the ball and costing your team a victory.
We didn't drop the ball.
I'm sorry, not throwing the ball in.
Run into the wall.
Metaphorically, he did drop the ball.
Well, metaphorically.
Not literally.
For our
not
listeners who think figuratively.
He caught the ball, but also dropped the ball.
Yeah, figuratively would be exactly what you said.
Metaphorically.
Yeah, metaphorically.
Yeah, thanks, Carey. Thanks, Carey. Where were you before that?
Wow. You just took off, and like you normally do, and can nobody catch you? I tried to stop you. You just took off.
Nice job, Carey.
Whatever, Carey.
So what qualifies as a St. Louis villain? I think we got to start there.
Mm-hmm. Has he done enough to become a St. Louis villain?
I don't think so.
He had a pretty good game.
That's what I'm saying. Like what? Okay, so one of the biggest villains, of course, is Nazem Kadri.
Yes.
Yeah, that's scumbag.
I mean that one's easy.
Say that right?
Yeah.
I also think that Nigel Morgan was a bit of a villain for a little bit.
Who's the guy from Cincinnati that kicked somebody?
And Johnny Cueto.
Brandon Phillips, yep.
Brandon Phillips was he tapped Yachty's.
Yep.
And then Johnny Cueto is the one that
kicked Jason LaRue.
Kicked it with the spikes.
Ended his career, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Big, strong guy, Pete Alonso.
Is he a villain, though?
Yeah, goofy villain, but a villain nonetheless.
He's like a Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah.
Total dork.
Yeah, he was.
He's a dork that doesn't think he's a dork.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure.
Home run derbies, doing the deadlifts or squats. What are you still on?
Yeah. Oh, my God, buddy. You're a loser.
If you think you're fun, please tell me you're just serious right now. I'd rather have the psychopath.
It's way better to just be like you're a dork and embrace it.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Who else? There's got to be. There's plenty of blues.
Hockey-wise, I'm trying to think of villains. Steve Yzerman's got to be a villain for the double overtime winner.
Ed Belfour.
Ed Belfour.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, Jeremy Roenick probably on there, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bob Probert was.
Bob Probert.
Yeah, but he wasn't like. I think people respected him.
They didn't bother him.
They're like, yeah, you know what?
He deserves it.
Pretty tough guy. Like,
don't bother that guy.
I wish I had him. You know.
Marsh, what do you think of Hog Dog from the Snake Pit? Bring up a good point. PCA is a St. Louis hero. Won you the game last night.
That is fair. That is fair. It's a good way
Something
of
to think
looking at things.
Yeah, reframing.
You know,
who's been like the biggest Cub villain? Like a guy you just absolutely hate.
Growing up, for me, it was Aramis Ramirez.
Andre Dawson.
What? The Hawk?
Yeah,
the hell's your problem?
Dawson.
But he played for the Cubs. You can't cheer.
Who hates
you can't cheer
Andre
for the
Dawson?
Expo, buddy.
You can't cheer for the Hawk.
No, not that you cheer for him. But
I like Sean Dunston.
I do like Sean Dunston.
I love him.
too.
He had a cannon.
Yeah.
But you can't cheer for him.
I don't know why. I didn't like Ryan Sandberg. Seemed like a nice guy. But I
I'm
don't
so
like him.
surprised by
I just
that.
don't like Ryan Sandberg.
I'm so surprised by that.
First of all, it's Ryan.
You seem
I grew
like
up thinking it was Ryan.
You
It's not,
seem
it's
like
Ryan.
a Ryan Sandberg fan.
No, I hate that you
What do
say
you mean
that.
by that, Carey?
We did grow up in
I
Chicago.
I hate that you say that.
Please explain. I want to know that now.
Middle infield for the Chicago Cubs.
White, boring. Is that where you're going?
Maybe you would be a Ryan Sandberg fan.
Anthony?
You see? He gets it.
Who was my favorite player growing up?
Deion Sanders.
Baseball.
Will
Deion
Clark.
Sanders.
Deion Sanders.
As soon as I said it. Thank you, Marsh. Will Clark. Will the Thrill. Not Ryan Sandberg.
Why do you hate on
Will
Ryan
Clark would have
Sandberg? Ryan Sandberg is a
killed
Hall
Ryan
of Famer.
Sandberg
He's
What
a
did Ryan
great
Sandberg do to you?
I just don't
baseball
like
Did
him.
you not sign your hat or something
No,
one time?
I never thought. I've just never really
Mr.
liked.
Spite over here.
Okay, all right, that's fine. That's fine.
Another Cub that the text line.
He officially pissed me off.
The text line is
Just now?
Just now. It took all the show. Go ahead.
Big Z, Carlos Zambrano.
Big Z.
Yeah.
He's all right.
Chris Bryant, of course.
So my uncle took me to Miami and this was back when the Marlins were halfway decent. And he's like, hey, we're going to go see a Marlins game. I'm like, all right, cool. This will be good. Freaking Cubs.
Oh, no.
It was, what's his name? He's kind of a one or two hit wonder. The Marlins pitcher, big leg kick.
Dontrell Willis.
Thank you. I saw Dontrell Willis.
Oh, man, yeah.
I was trying to think of what year you were
I
talking
saw Dontrell Willis against Carlos Zambrano, and the Cubs won like 16-1, and Big Z hit a home run that I don't think has landed.
Really?
Remember, he used to take some massive hacks.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at, Jamie?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah, you're laughing at something. I can see it in your face. Something from the text line.
I'm not.
Honestly, any Chicago player.
I'm not. Just get over it, buddy. And Ryan Sandberg. Get over it.
Ryan Braun's a good one, splashback deuce.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He did call in, though, for one of the shows here.
BK and Ferrario.
I think he was golfing or something.
Yeah.
Too bad it wasn't him.
They got catfished.
Did they?
Yeah.
You didn't know about this? No.
Yeah, and BK has fully admitted that he was using some back channels to.
He's using some hidden website that like sort of had numbers for people.
Yeah.
He reached out and he's like, yeah. And the guy's like, oh, yeah. I'll come on your show.
Sure. And he did.
And it wasn't him?
It wasn't him.
He acted like it, though.
He tried to pull it off.
How did it go?
It was funny.
Not well.
They got in about 3 minutes, and then I think BK realized.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't know anything. Like,
no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he kind of, yeah. All right. It's Fast on 101 ESPN. We're going to beat the streak and bet the board next.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Cardinals have a date tonight with the Chicago Cubs. Game 3 of this 4-game series. Eric Fetty on the mound. Matthew Boyd for the Cubs. First pitch tonight is at 6:45. If you miss anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews, including the one we had today with Brad Thompson, and you'll find all of our shows as well. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. Tonight, we have the NBA Draft Day 1. Coverage starts at 6:30. Coming up next, we have Beat the Streak and Bet the Board. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
Time to play Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. We got our guy Shane back. What's up, Shane?
Hey, what's up, guys? Good evening.
Good evening to you, sir. All right, Marsh, latest streaks.
Anthony, you're going to hate this.
It happens.
Yikes.
You are at 0, my friend.
Settle.
What
Thanks
happened?
to Alec Burleson. Did not get a base hit.
Your spite got the best of you, bro.
I don't even think he was being spiteful.
I wasn't being spiteful.
I was.
I think he was.
Absolutely was.
I cheated my sister.
Because he didn't want me to get a home run. So he's like, eh. So then he thought, like, if I get my home run, he still wins because his streak. There was something to it. Screw you. It was.
Jamie, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I do play the spite card as many times as possible.
You did that and you were grinning your crappy little grin on your face. Forget you.
I did this to myself. All right?
I agree.
I normally go with the guy I don't think's going to get a hit. He's the hottest guy in the lineup.
Is he that hot? I think so.
He's a good-looking guy.
I think so.
Just asking.
Yep. All right, March, go ahead.
Yes,
I had 10, now I'm down to 0. I get it.
likes that about him.
Yeah, you're
Absolutely.
at 0. You're at 0. Jamie's at 4, and he's in the lead. Carey's at 1.
Hey!
Shane is at 1. Anthony, you and I are at 0.
All right, give me double down. Give me Contreras, please.
Is it Shane's turn?
You seem disgusted. It is Shane's turn.
You took my Contreras. I'll go with good old Donnie at the top of the lineup there.
All right.
That hurts.
You guys just stealing each other's players here? Is that what I'm hearing?
Give me Dansby Swanson.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Give me Ryan Sandberg.
Traitor.
The objective is to win.
Well, if you're going to go with a Cub, why don't you go with the guy who's hitting well?
He's hitting 375 against Eric Fetty.
How many ABs?
24 at bats.
All right.
Give me the hamster, the Hamburglar.
For sure.
Loving the Hamptons. Give me Garrett Sampson, or Hampson. Jeez, I was trying to rhyme there and mess his name up.
Samsonite, that's it.
Give me Garrett Hampson.
All right, I'm going back to the thing that got me to the 10. If I'm looking at these two lineups, and I'm thinking of one guy that absolutely will not get a hit, I was going to go with the hamster wheel. Unfortunately, Marsh beat me. My second play, Reese McGuire, hitting 9th for the Cubs. He sucks. So give me him. Oh, I'm going back to what got me to the dance there. All right, Reese McGuire.
Yes, he's done.
Jerry's brother.
Eric Fetty.
Show me the hit.
Please. All right, Shane. Good luck to you, pal.
All right, good luck to you guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, see you, bud. Actually, I think it's an early game tomorrow, so we'll talk to Shane on Friday, hopefully.
Right. Gator gets it.
Last time you took the club, they went 0-0, and we smoked them.
Yeah. Gator gets it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're doing the reverse
understands.
psychology. Yeah, okay, got it. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Go
Sure.
Cards.
Bet board. You all right?
The line just changed. I can't. Son of a.
I can hear it on you.
All right, Marsh. What are the latest beat the street standings?
Everything.
Jamie has 11 points. I have 10 points. Anthony, you have 9 points. And Carey stuck at 5.
So the three of us hit. Carey did not.
That's correct.
Ridiculous. Yep, it's over.
I know Jamie's going to win both.
Jamie's out in front.
Bet the
Oh,
board.
yeah, guys. No, I know. Yeah, for sure. Hey, guys. Yeah.
Way too far in front.
Yeah. That's why it's completely out of reach, hey, boys?
no
It
chance.
certainly is. You said, I mean, Jamie, you said it.
Whatever.
What's your play?
Well, my play was going to be the Phillies. They were at like minus 147. Now
Well, they're not.
Now they're at minus 152.
Well, guess what? Doesn't qualify.
Shut your face.
So why don't you hit your ball, Gilmore, if you can find it?
And the other game I wanted was the Rangers, but that game's already started. Oh, we can live bet, right?
Yep.
All right. Texas Rangers, money line, minus 140.
Gentlemen, I'm going to go back to the double play. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to do something different. Do something different today. In the Cardinals and Cubs game, extra base hits, total extra base hits, over 5.5 at minus 130. Give me the over.
Okay. I want the Yankees over 5.5 runs tonight. Yankees over 5.5 runs.
Like how you think, Anthony.
Thank you.
Yep. Give me Aaron Judge over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs.
There you go.
Minus 125.
And there you have it. All right, that's bet the board.
Are we already at the end of the show here?
Yeah, we certainly are.
Wow.
We'll wrap up the show next on 101 ESPN. missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast. Available at 101ESPN.com or the Dobbs Tire Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. All the podcasts, of course, brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Time to find out what everybody learned, starting with Jamie Rivers.
Yeah, I learned that 2 grown men with children don't know nursery rhymes.
Oh, yeah.
Carey Davis.
He did, though.
Yeah,
he did know.
I did. I talked myself out of it.
But if he really knew, if he was sure of it, he would have said it.
Boom. Final
eating
answer.
Her curds and whey.
Yep.
He even said, eating her curds and whey. Whey protein. I don't know. This, that.
Right?
I'll take the options.
Wasn't sure.
Cost him the game.
It did. It did. When you're right, you're right.
Alex didn't know it either.
Very disappointed.
Wow. He took the options too, but at least,
He won.
Mm.
Is that what you were going to say? Is that what you're going to say?
Nah, it's fine. No, it's fine.
At least.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary, what'd you learn?
Yeah, I learned a few things.
Oh, boy, here we go.
One teammate thinks you steal. The other one hates Hall of Fame second baseman.
I didn't think
That play for the Cubs.
Nah, just hate him.
I just don't like him.
Jamie thought I stole his paperclip.
I did.
You steal my paperclip? What the hell am I?
One time Jamie burst into a show live on air because he thought that they had stolen his headphones.
He definitely did. Yep.
Or touched him.
No one touched my stuff. Hey, Jamie, we
came storming down the...
Sorry, guys.
Somebody took him.
Sometimes I get a little aggressive. I don't know why these things happen. Sometimes the dumbest thing will make me go from 0 to 100 on I don't know.
All right, Marsh, what'd you learn today?
I learned that one of our close friends is not the only actor. Found out today that BT was in the show ER. At least his pitch was. His pitch was.
His pitch, yeah. Good call. What I learned today is I've now seen, Jamie in all forms, including him as a zombie. Because in that first segment, after being with him for an hour and a half before the show, him and I are having conversations as we normally do. In the first segment, open the show, I'm doing my thing, and I turn to him, and then as he starts talking, he looks at me. His right eye is as red as the Cardinals City Connect uniforms.
And kind of swollen.
It was almost closed.
I felt like Wookie from Something About Mary.
And the funny part is, you just started right into your opinion. You're like, listen, guys.
You're like, wait.
I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Are we going to discuss?
We're not going to discuss the fact that you look like a zombie right now?
I was trying to be professional, you know? Trying to battle through it.
Fortunately, CD, great teammate, came to your
eye
rescue.
drops. Thank you very much for that.
Nah, no problem.
All right, Marcia.
Give me my paperclip.
Yes. Take over.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 Stars of the Day. Presented by Circus Sports Illinois. Sports betting the way it should be.
I'm going to give the 3rd star of the day to somebody that was crapped all over today. That'd be Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
I'm not clapping for Ant-Man.
It's very important.
2nd star of the day goes out to Whey.
Yeah. Whey protein or curds and whey.
And our 1st star,
Make that mistake again.
I don't know if this object, Jamie Rivers, could have continued on without this one specific thing, and that is Carey Davis's eye drops.
Eye drops, baby. Let's go.
1st star of the day.
It did clear up, too.
It did.
It cleared up. Well done.
Yeah. It was definitely. Listen, I felt every bit of it, too.
Wow.
It was burning.
It looked like
He was in pain.
rough.
It's not fun.
You can see it on the YouTube, our YouTube channel, the Snake Bit Air Alliance Team
Can't
Studio
wait for
Cams.
somebody to zoom in on that. Post it.
Look, it wasn't my
What
best.
are they
okay?
doing in there?
One of my best look.
Wow, whatever.
Our coverage of the NBA draft night 1, starts at 6:30. So we've got an instant replay from 6 to 6:30. And then we've got the NBA draft night 1. Carey, real quick, you got a storyline for tonight?
Oh, no. Cooper Flag is going number 1. Going to the Mavs, I'm sure. And it'll be good. That Duke player somewhere drafted in the first round.
You said it yesterday, 10th, right? The second Duke player.
Yeah.
Taking 10th. All right, that'll do it for us. For Andrew Marsh, for Carey Davis, for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. Appreciate everybody listening throughout the day. We'll see you tomorrow. See you.